Hello! Ooh, I'm
And it
off
was
centre.
all liver.
It was all liver.
All liver.
It was all liver. Hi everyone. Welcome back to a special Friday edition of the stream. Everyone,
What's this?
it's Friday. Yeah, we're here, gang. We're here. We've got a friend. Say hi, friend.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, friend.
Hi,
This
friend.
is Ursidice, who you may know from the internet and other games. You all know who they are because we've played so many of their games for so many hours on this stream, especially when we were first starting. So we're back. We're going to be playing their Kickstarter game. You meet in a tavern, you die in a dungeon. Before we get into that, I just want to say thank you very much for all the mods. Check out some other heroes. Dice and Slice are good friends. And Automatic Dice, who are doing lots of commissions. And they're doing a set of dice a day for October. A set of handmade dice a day for all October. And don't tell anyone I told you this. Some of them are up for sale if you ask very nicely. So
Don't tell anyone.
Tell them actually, because I slowed to
Literally, don't tell anyone that.
Take it back.
That's one of the worst marketing ploys I've ever heard in my life.
Don't tell anyone. Well, so they weren't originally. I think Ash, in her infinite humbleness. What's the word I was thinking?
Yeah.
Humility.
She is
Humility.
humble.
Didn't think anyone would want to buy them. So if you see a set that you really love, message them.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they will
Or
have that conversation.
Comment underneath because it's all up on her Instagram.
And Twitter.
And I
Automatic
think
Dice.
TikTok as well.
Yes, for those of you who talk the tick, it's there.
That was the best way to demonstrate, but you have never topped the tick.
So here's the thing. I have
Vicky hates
professionally.
Yeah.
I professionally Facebook and I professionally talk the tick. I refuse to, on a social level, engage with these apps. I only work in marketing. That's not damaging. I'm going to hand over to us to talk about their new Kickstarter, which is already at £10,500.
Wild.
Smashing. Absolutely smashing their original set goal of $5,000, which means you can still get a copy, and it comes with the first stretch goal, which is more art.
It's the first. Well, first
It was the
stretch goal
print.
is always pay everyone more because
That one
is great. After that, we had it's an A3 fourfold comic insert.
That
sort
was
of,
it, yeah.
Style poster that you can either put on
You
your
can
wall
see
or-
some of Hodag's art just below Ursidice to see a view of the art style.
So
and
wildly
it's all in the
exciting.
style of the old school Dungeons and Dragons adverts that you get in magazines. So there's even going to be a little "please don't call this number," but in the corner, which is really cool.
Yeah, so and then they before it was officially announced, they already hit stretch goal number 2 or 3 if you include paying everyone more, which is very important, of a deck of cards. So part of the game, which you'll see, has the Dungeon Keeper.
Yeah, that's
Yes. Dungeon Keeper pulling a deck of cards to randomly generate some dungeons, but they're going to make a deck of cards that imagine it would be very, very nice.
Yeah.
If you want to know more about the design philosophies and stuff like that, some of the heroes had Ursidice and Jean. Am I saying that right? There we go.
Yeah,
Jean. On their Space at the Table, which is up on their YouTube.
Yeah.
Check that out.
It's very good.
I'm going to hand over to Ursidice, and we're going to play through a session of you meet in a tavern, you die in a dungeon, and they're also going to tell you the rules, so you can get an idea of if this game will be fun for you. Spoiler warning: it will be. We nearly did a piss last time, so over to you. On that note,
There's always today.
there's always today.
I was about to say, I did, but unrelated.
If you haven't watched the YouTube video, there is actual sale of piss.
Yeah, there is actually a lot of piss
If
in that
that's
one.
the part of it which really appeals to you up tonight,
If you
Go
love
and
piss
check it out.
content,
Yeah.
with
I got ya.
I do have to warn you that it isn't unfortunately supported in the rules.
No.
Really, a game is about doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
Stretch goals. I'm joking. That's absolutely.
No.
So, on that note, hello everyone. It's lovely to be here. It's really nice to be live. My name is Matt, otherwise known as Ursidice, and I made this game. And what I want to do tonight is, because these lovely humans have already played it, and we've had a little bit of priming for this with that YouTube video, which you can go and look at, which is also used in the campaign trailer. Go and look at that. I made a cinematic thing. It's cheesy as hell. I love it.
It's great.
It's great.
Line from Lydia right at the end. It's
Yeah.
great.
I'm
And,
ready to die again.
Yeah. And where did I start that sentence? That was a good question. Yeah. So what I want to do tonight is, as these folks are picking some of the bits which are a bit more, go and choose this as a dungeoneer, I'm going to tell you what they're doing, going to explain it a little bit, and then I'm going to also explain what I'm doing as a dungeon keeper, which is all from the rules text, just to sort of take us through how I'm just procedurally generating this, because this is a zero prep game. There's a few bits which I have just sort of entered into one place earlier, into a little tracker I've got just to make it quicker on stream, but I'll tell you what the process is behind that as well. So without further ado, let's get on to our little safety questions, which is how we start every session. So this is a game about dungeoneers dying. By the end, all the dungeoneers will be dead. Are we all okay with that premise?
Yeah.
Let's die.
Excellent.
Let's
do
die.
it again. Let's die. So this game involves describing death with your dungeoneer. How detailed or gory do you want to go with that? Now, we had this conversation last time, and I think we sort of settled on a cartoonish level of violence with vivid descriptions rather than gory descriptions.
Yeah.
It's like a summary. Are we still feeling that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So down.
Is there anything we definitely don't want to appear in the game? Just as a note, I never put in things like sexual violence against children, like brutal harming of animals, that sort of thing. So that stuff is never going to be in this game, and it's not at all anywhere near the rules text of this game. Is there anything else we don't want to include? And feel free to drop it in the chat on Zoom if you don't want to say it on stream. We can just make sure that's there.
Mascot suits.
Okay. I will.
It's literally.
You
my
say
biggest
that,
fear.
but you'll be the one to bring
Yeah.
it in. You're
You'll
gonna
say this.
improv your character, and he's going to be in a gorilla suit.
So anyway, along comes Charlie Chalks. Yeah.
Oh, Charlie Chalk would be even more terrifying. That's a very British reference.
I love
I-
Charlie Chalk.
listen, I used to have. Sorry, I'm derailing straight away. I used to have a joint birthday party with a friend of mine when I was a kid.
With Charlie
and,
Chalk.
and when it was my choice, we went to the Sea Life Centre, and when it
That's
was
good.
his
Great
choice. Yeah, great choice. When it was his choice, we went to Charlie Chalk's, and every single year I had to pay another one of my friends that looked enough like me to go in my place to blow out the candles when Charlie Chalk's came, and I hid in the ball pit. It was tough. It was tough.
When you say you went to Charlie Chalk's,
Yeah,
is
what
this a
is
TV show?
Yeah.
Oh, it was like a they had soft play areas that were Charlie Chalk themed, and he used to come out in a mascot suit.
Oh.
He
Fucking
used to come out
horrible.
in a mascot suit of someone else.
Yeah.
Sorry,
500
carry
years
on.
old. I don't
It's
know.
okay.
I don't know who
And-
Charlie Chalks is.
It's one of the great things about this game is it's designed to be played as a night in with your friends. Obviously, there's sort of, you run it conventions, run it wherever you like, but all of the rules around this, including what happens when you die, are all around wanting to jump in or jump out of the game and be able to just pick up or join late or leave if you have to go early. So taking a massive tangent is great because that's how people play, and that's the way we do it. Is there anything? So we've established mascot suits. I think we covered a lot of stuff last time as well. Which
Yeah.
I think we'll
I
go
don't think
with.
any of mine has changed since last time.
Yeah,
I'm all
same.
good.
I'm
Yeah.
all good.
Great stuff. And is there anything we definitely do want to appear in the game? Is there something that you sort of wanted to do from last time you didn't get a chance to do, or?
Charlie
Death
Chalk.
could be good. Charlie Chalk.
More vampire goblins. I just, I'm on that vampire goblin that was only there for a moment.
Daddy.
I could throw a vampire goblin in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I'm all good.
Humanoid undead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. I just, as long as we're all having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly the ethos.
Yeah.
Cool. And how long do you want to play for today?
As long as possible.
As long as possible.
This is a
This
24-hour
another
stream.
I don't
Yeah.
know if you realise this, but we play 24-hour streams, and so we've already started. So we'll finish at 7 tomorrow.
Okay.
You planned for that, right?
Fantastic question, Lydia. Because did you know that as part of the Dungeon Keeper's Guide, there's all sorts of different ways to run this game, and one of them is open, which is just you deal from the deck for as long as you
Oh,
like.
I see.
Until everyone is done, you are ready to go home, or the pizza comes and you just can't be bothered anymore. At which point, we get into a thing called a last stand. But we'll talk about a bit more about that.
Oh,
later.
don't be too open to that idea, because you might get a call come charity week time saying, "How do you feel about a 24-hour you meet in a tavern you die in a dungeon?"
Oh God. See what I can do. Excellent. And finally, what sort of tone do we want to establish for this session? I mean, I really enjoyed what we got last time.
Yeah, I think that's
similar.
our. I think I described it as inverse Marvel, which
Yeah.
is, you know, the it's like fun and lighthearted with like pulled into serious moments rather than trying to force a joke into the.
Yeah.
The he's right behind me, isn't he?
Yeah.
For real though, what time are we playing until? Just so I know.
I would like to be done by 10.
Absolutely.
I would also.
Between 9 and 10 is our usual aim.
Yeah,
But
okay,
you
that's
know,
good.
I've got to
Yeah.
get to a football match tomorrow in Nottingham. I'd like to.
are
be
you
done by
walking?
10.
Watching-
Yeah, cool. That was just so I knew as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the jokes about 24-hour stream, I was like,
Tell me it's not true.
Michelle gets 11 months of PTSD, and then when it comes time to planning it, she goes, "Do you know, I'm actually really excited for it this year." And then-
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So what we will do is I've done on that. I've already done what's called a curated game. So I've sort of set up a few levels of things, made sure that all the things that we need to appear will appear. And I did that before, just because it takes a little while longer. And I want us to be able to do as much role play as possible. But yeah, and I can basically just drop one of these rooms out whenever we want. And as you know, we can just end the game when we want with that last stand scene. So we'll get to that in a little while. So we've got through our questions. Now, what I'd like you to do is decide on your Dungeoneer types. So there's 5 Dungeoneer types. They are the Fighter, the Magic User, the Priest, the Ranger, and the Thief. And each of those have sort of a special thing they can do, choice of 3, which they can which the players get to pick themselves, and it sort of helps their Dungeoneers survive a bit longer. Because their Dungeoneers want to live, and they absolutely want their Dungeoneers to die at some point. So we're just sort of giving tools for them to sort of make their Dungeoneers feel like they want to live a bit longer. Have you already picked at least one of those types?
Yes.
Yeah, fantastic. So it doesn't matter if there's 2 of the same or anything like that, it's all good. So let's roll some stats, and then I'll talk through what you're going to be picking on your sheets, and then I'll talk through about what I do whilst you're picking that stuff if we're sitting down at the table. So to roll stats, we roll 2d6. We do that twice. We have 2 stats which are skill and luck. So we roll skill first and then luck second. So let's start with Michelle.
Rolled, so.
Michelle's already right.
I rolled, sorry.
What did you get? No, what did you get?
A 10.
Hey.
A 10 for skill?
Yeah, 10 for skill.
Fantastic. And
That's
what
good.
do you get for luck?
Luck, I got 4.
4. Cool. In this game, you roll a d12 and you're trying to roll under that score. So a 10 means you're going to succeed a lot. A 4 means that things are not going to go as well for your Dungeoneer.
That's
That's
a
whenever
pretty
your
good
Dungeoneer
view.
has. Yeah, skill
Yeah.
is skill is when your Dungeoneer has control over what it is that they're doing, and luck is just anything else when they're just completely out of control, essentially. Cool. Nikki.
Yeah. I got an 8 for skill.
8 for skill. Cool.
It's not bad.
How about luck?
A 9.
9.
I'm alright with those.
Yeah, they
I mean,
sound,
they're both pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, almost too good.
Almost. Statistically, the number you would out on average roll on 2d6 is 7, so you know, just above average.
Tom.
Okay, here we go. Skill. Oh, okay. Actually, not too bad. 8.
8. Fantastic.
Considering I had what, a 4 last time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had some low rolls.
Yeah. You.
I rolled really well last time, and so now I'm scared.
Yeah. Jinx.
And my luck score is going to be another 8.
An eight?
I'm tempted to re-roll that.
You can re-roll it if you like.
I
It's up to you.
want to. 8s across the board is a bit boring. I got a 6. I'll go with a 6.
And Lydia.
Okay. Skill. 10.
10. Highly skilled.
Highly skilled.
I might change. No, I'm gonna keep
What?
going.
No, relax.
6 luck.
I love that for once we're going. Oh, this is too good. I don't like
Yeah.
it.
I want to die.
We all want to die.
In this, it's as much fun when you fail as it is when you
Yeah.
succeed.
Exactly.
Brilliant. So no one rolled a 12, which means that all of your destiny, which is basically sort of, it's not quite hit points, it's much more like a sort of ticking down clock that happens when unfortunate things happen to you, that when it gets to 0, you then get to sort of, you're forced to trigger your death at some point. So all of those for everyone will start at 12. Will tell you throughout the game things that reduce your destiny.
Nice. 12 destiny.
So
12
next,
DP.
everyone's going to pick 3 talents. A talent from a choice of 3, which is a special thing they can do in the dungeon. They're going to pick 3 things from their Dungeoneer's pack, which are called gear, which is a slight change to last time. Anytime you use 1 or more pieces of gear, so if you use anything out of your pack, you do get a -1 in your D12 roll. It's not for every single thing you use, so it doesn't stack. It's not like I use 3 pieces of gear, I get -3. It's just if you use 1 or more of those pieces of gear, you get a -1. So there's a mechanical reason for it now, rather than just a bit of flavour.
I like it.
Once they've chosen those 3 things in their Dungeoneer's pack, they'll roll up or choose for themselves a look and a backstory. In this game, we don't really, there's no change to stats or anything like that. Any of that sort of nasty biological stuff that you might get when you're having sort of race profiles and things like that for things like elves, dwarves, etc. And so you can be whatever ancestor or heritage you like for your Dungeoneer. Some of the examples like in the book are a goblin, a cat person, or 3 kobolds in a trench coat. So, you know, if you want to go as far as that, be that. But there is also a sort of a thing which I'll use in a moment, which is helps me to generate a barkeep for our tavern, which if you are really stuck, you can have so much roll in that. And then finally, they'll pick a name and pronouns. And it's up to you. Do you want to do shall we do the backstory stuff on stream? Because I think that's fun.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So whilst they are working those things out, I, as a dungeon keeper, I've got a little list of things I can do while they're doing that. So we're going to generate a tavern name. We're going to work out the aesthetic for it, and we're also going to get ourselves a barkeep. So that's the person who's running the bar. So the first thing I'm going to do is roll a d12 twice to get our tavern name. So I've got a 3, which is the jumping, and 10, which is Manticore. So we're in the jumping Manticore. Yeah. Were we
Very
in a
nice.
Manticore last time? No, we were in something about a goblin last time. Weren't we? Leafy goblin or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goblin.
Measly goblin. That was it.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was just like, yeah, I relate.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. So we are in the jumping Manticore, and now we'll roll a d6 a couple of times to work out the sort of aesthetic and the type of clientele it attracts. So we get a 3, which is a lavish.
Oh.
This time, a
Ooh.
lavish tavern, and 3 again. So it is full of nobles. So it's a lavish tavern full of nobles, and
Oh, I
there's
love it already.
I've got some little vibe descriptors in there, and I'll actually use the vibe descriptor from the book for the lavish tavern, just so you can get an idea of what you get as a dungeon keeper to help you describe stuff. So we'll use that to bring us in. Next, we're going to generate our barkeep, and we're going to roll three times on a d12 table. The last time I didn't tell everyone what I was doing, but this time they'll hear what they're in for.
Secrets.
At this
I'm a little
lavish.
quite sad that we're not going to see that guy again because he was.
Oh, so
And
good.
a very well dressed, sexy orc.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think he was an ogre.
Oh, it was an
Okay,
ogre.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
Sexy
yeah.
ogre, yeah.
So we've got a 6, which is smarmy.
that reads. That feels
Yeah.
appropriate. He's one of
7,
those.
Which is, I'm actually going to re-roll 7 just to see what I get. 6 again, which is balding. I previously had tattooed, and
Yes.
I wanted something a bit more gross.
It's the sort of like person who works in the service industry, but their clientele is so wealthy that they have to look down at people.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm a sommelier and they pay me 16,000 a year, but I'm going to talk to millionaires like they're pieces of shit, and it's the dream job, really. If it wasn't for the salary, I'd be a waiter at a wanky restaurant. We'll have the scallops, shall we, sir? In June.
I keep rolling 6s on this D12, which is just wild. I'll roll one more time. And a 10. So I actually rolled balding in this result last time, and it's mermaid.
Nice.
So
Very
when I played,
nice.
I did a stream with +1 XP, and we had a balding fish person.
Amazing.
And we were always like, how can that be balding? And
Is that just descaling?
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, a smarmy balding mermaid, and I think we're gonna have. I think I changed it to mer person before. I don't know why it's not here. Let's do that now. Let's edit live on stream. It will go for our fantastic editor, Sean Smith, before it gets to everyone. So yeah, we've got a smarmy balding mer person, and I've got a few additional flavor things I can pick. So I'm actually going to pick one of those to go with this smarmy balding mer person who runs this lavish noble tavern. And I'll just pull that out. You'll see that as we will introduce them.
Okay.
Have you all got some Dungeoneer types and all
I
the
do.
bits that go with it? Excellent. So we won't introduce them just now. We're going to find a little bit about them. We'll have a little bit of maybe have a sort of a brief line about them, but your big scene where you describe what they look like and sort of the vibe about them will come from you entering the tavern. But this bit we'll just get a little bit of we'll sketch them out, if you see what I mean.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm excited.
I'm playing Scooby-Doo.
So let's start with Lydia this time. We'll go back the other way.
Yeah.
Right, well.
So what we're doing here is in the Dungeoneer's Handbook, which is what the players will be given, there's a page which has 3 different prompts, which are background, adventuring deed, and how you got into debt, which is how you are now this washed up, out of it, past it adventurer who is going to resort to literally anything that comes their way. And it's how they end up in this horrible dungeon later. So the first thing we'll roll is your background. So this is before you started adventuring, what did you do? So what have you rolled? And you're going to roll D12, Lydia.
My D12. 2.
A 2. Cool. So before you started adventuring, you were an aristocrat. You had an
How
aristocratic
fitting.
background.
Okay. I can work with that.
Next thing is your adventuring deed. So at the height of your adventuring career, this is what you were best known for. This is it. So another D12 for this one.
12.
12. You met a god.
Fuck.
Yes. I am going full privilege. Full silver spoon. Nothing bad has ever happened. Met a god casually.
Play Henry.
Kill Henry! Kill Henry!
Kill Henry!
Oh, I don't want Henry to have met a god.
Finally, let's find out how did it all fall apart? What caused you to end up here in this tavern in debt and out of work? One more D12 for us, please.
6.
A 6. Your lavish lifestyle. This is all coming up Millhouse, isn't it?
My lavish. So I basically just lived that life, and
Ran out of money.
I went full Mariah. Okay, I got it. Cool.
Cool. Tom, we'll go to you next.
Okay.
So what's your background? A D12 for us.
Oh god, D12. Well, I dropped that, but that's okay. 4.
4. You have a bardic background.
A bardic background.
Yes.
It's all coming together in a fit of true Nickyism.
It's carte blanche for you to be insufferable. So that's exactly what you need, isn't it?
Thank God.
That's what my therapist gave me.
Perfect. And at the height of your career, a D12.
Height of my career, 7.
A 7. This time it's you who regrew the world tree.
What was that? Sorry.
Sorry, did we have this last time?
I think so.
We did. It was regrew the world tree.
Regrew the world tree.
That's
Yeah.
Oh my
incredible.
God.
I don't remember that from last time.
Oh,
Wow.
No, I
Maybe,
think-
no, maybe it was +1 XP I did.
I think it was your goblin vampire ranger.
I don't think we did that for that part. I don't,
Oh, did
I
we
think,
not?
I think that was like.
No, we skipped that bit for that one.
Cool,
So
then
no,
I'm
we
imagining
skipped They were just in a bubble, terrible in their own bubble, with no
Yeah.
past and no future.
what we're talking about at that point is if you die in this game, and it's before the end of the game, which is a bit scene where everyone dies, you can come back in the next room as a different dungeoneer, and it's just all about being able to jump in and jump out like that.
Yeah.
Great stuff. So we've got your adventuring deed, we've got your background. Let's find out how it all went wrong.
Here we go. That's a 4. Have we had a 4?
Or indulging vices.
Indulging vices, of course. God, it sounds like me. This character is just me. Let's kill me.
No character, you just walk in and be like, all right, guys.
So,
It's
Tom.
just Tom.
To my downfall. Incredible.
Amazing. Nikki, you're up next.
yo,
What are we on the background?
10.
A 10. You have a maritime background.
I was a sailor.
Yeah. In the
Or it just says maritime, so I could have been a boat.
You could have been a boat or a coracle.
Yeah?
We don't
a,
judge.
a 9.
A 9. You banished a lich.
Sick.
Nice.
That is sick.
No.
I spelled lich.
With a T.
Yeah, alright. A 1.
And a 1. Legal fees were the cause of your.
Oh,
Williams
this is
again.
very funny. This makes sense as well. This is very
Yeah.
funny. Yeah,
Do you want to give us a little bit of a sketch of it? Well, actually, Tom, do you want to give us a little bit of a sketch of what you're thinking before we get into your introducing them in the dungeon? Or do you need a bit of time still? That's okay if you need a bit of time.
I'm gonna take a little bit of time to I'm gonna take a little bit of time to fully come to terms with what I'm about to do.
Should we all take a moment to brace ourselves?
Christ.
Do you have enough extra for the rest of the class?
Christ.
Okay.
I'm going to stop flirting with Tom now.
Never.
Great, Nikki. Do you have any sort of little sketch, or do you want to just? Sort of
I do. Do you want to roll Michelle's bits, or have you done Michelle's bits?
Yeah, it's just because Lydia sort of gave us a little sort of.
yeah. So,
brief.
what do you want? Do you want to know?
Just like a couple of sentences, maybe what you're thinking.
Cool.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
I'm a ranger who has a raven.
Very nice.
And the legal fees are specifically resulting to mass defamation. And I don't mean
Cool.
he defamed a massive group of people. I mean, a class action lawsuit was taken out against him because he defamed so many people.
Amazing.
I
And
like it.
what we want, what we'll try and get you to do as we go through this is sort of like bring those out as
Yeah.
we're encountering things in the dungeon. There's some little hints and tips for how you might want to do that if you're new to role playing in this book as well. And Michelle,
Oh, yes.
so
Background.
yes,
7. Have we already had a 7?
no, not on the background.
Oh.
You have an ecclesiastical background.
Ooh.
What's that?
Some churchy.
Oh, okay.
Churchy. You could have been
Of
like
all the people to not know that word, you should
I
really know that
really
word.
should. Now I'm like, oh yeah, I do know that. Right. Okay.
Cool. Are you happy with that? Do you want a little re-roll? Feel good? Yeah.
No.
I know you
That
had a
feels
voice
good.
beforehand, so I don't want to.
No, that still feels good. Still
Excellent.
feels good.
Let's find out what the height of your career was.
Oh, I got another 7. Have we had 7?
Yeah, we have had that, so
I'm
feel
gonna
free to roll
re-roll.
again. Unless you want to partake in regrowing the world tree, maybe sort of split it like a.
No, I
like a
got
lottery.
Took a half.
an 11.
An 11.
Oh.
Excellent. You defeated a dragon.
Hell yeah.
Nice. That's funny.
This is yeah.
Knowing
this is
Michelle, we're gonna need to actually work out what defeated means
defeated
in
is.
this
Well,
situation.
I'm pretty sure you married it last time. Didn't
Yeah,
you?
yeah, Tom.
Oh, I did,
Married
yeah.
it last time, yeah. No, this one I've already got an idea
Yeah,
for.
Tom.
Okay.
You throw shade at Michelle.
Yeah.
We're all monster fuckers here, for God's sake. I mean,
you don't have to deal with anything in the dungeon with violence. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can love it.
And I got an 11 for my debt.
11 for your debt. Hush money.
Oh. Oh, I like it. Okay.
Which is, I like that we've got you twice with sort of like you've been like someone else has got dirt on you.
Yeah. And I'm,
Rats.
leave me alone.
I was about to say, wasn't that yours last time?
It was blackmail.
It was-
last
Oh,
Yeah.
it's blackmail.
Blackmail
Okay,
last
yeah, yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Similar, but legally
Oh, God.
distinct.
Yeah.
Legally different.
Nuanced difference. I think you'll find in this
Yeah.
game.
I miss the night so much.
Cool. Yeah, I have a rough idea. For my character, they grew up in a small village, local, I guess priest maybe. Even though I'm not playing a priest, I'm playing a magic user, but they
Yeah.
probably were pretending they were a priest. And but the main thing they did was actually make bombs and booze. So I think they accidentally.
But I would join that religion anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they defeated a dragon by accidentally blowing it up. Like it was completely a mistake.
That wasn't moonshine, that was nitroglycerin. Fuck.
I am so excited about a room I drew earlier now.
Oh.
When you will encounter it.
Yeah, and I think they accidentally blow stuff up quite a lot, and that's why they have to keep paying people hush money to be like, it wasn't me.
Lily, did you want to go into a bit more detail? Are you happy with what you said already? And Tom, did you want to give us a little sketch, or are you happy to sort of jump ahead? It's your stream as well. We're all playing here.
I'm gonna play a fighter who wields a kind of battle like a war hammer and a chain, and I think the aristocrat who met a god and then just overspent for the rest of her life kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah.
So I'll let the rest happen in the introduction, I think.
Cool.
She's extremely skillful, though. She's just great at what she does.
Highly skilled.
No nepotism there. Can't have benefited from that deep well of privilege, eh?
Well, wealth is a skill, Nick.
Yeah, true. Sure.
Hard for my inheritance.
God, stop flirting with me now, then. Yeah. I think my priest, because I'm playing a priest, was a bard that absolutely loved those good shrooms and ended up seeing God. God showed them lots of really very whichever god it was, showed them lots of very useful things about themselves and about the world around them, and out of divine skill and a healthy dollop of luck, fell into regrowing the world tree when they tried to essentially make their own spore kingdom. Unfortunately, the good shrooms became far too expensive to sort of continue to buy. So is incredibly indebted to his plug.
And I like the idea that there's sort of a mushroom element in this, which is really nice. So I think we're going to have some good fun.
Good.
And have you all got name and pronouns for your Dungeoneers? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyone want to jump in first? I've picked the order twice. Feel free to nominate an order. Or
I mean,
I'll just go again.
I'll give you my name, pronouns, and the little extra bits.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, we sort of.
No,
skipped
no. No skipping was done, sir. It's my ranger is Glib Gundar Atkinson.
How many sins at the end? How many sins?
One
They
sun,
forgot.
one ton. Yeah. It's
Is it
Gundar
Sun Sun or
Atkinson.
Sun Tun?
It's Gundar Ak N Son Ton.
Fuck you.
Gundar Atkinson.
Glib Gundar Atkinson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fine.
But it's they're he they and his friends call him Gundar Atkinson. So feel free to
Good. Nice. Nice. Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't they?
Please, Mr. Gundar Atkinson.
call me Gundar Atkinson. I'm from a proud line of Gundar Atkinsons.
Yeah.
Their kind of big legal fees come from defamations because they accuse many creatures and people and folks and organizations of being their sworn enemy. In fact, they have a running
Right.
total of 4,000 sworn enemies. And as a result, I've taken the A Quarry Worth Facing ability as Gundar Atkinson believes they will be seeing many of their sworn enemies within within this dungeon. It's very much a one-sided thing, and it has resulted in many legal fees because they talk loudly in taverns about these people and these creatures and these organizations that are their sworn enemy. And they very much view it as like a rival situation where some of them don't know that Glib Gundar Atkinson exists. And they wield a very short bow. Not a short bow, a very short bow.
Right.
So it's about this tall.
Okay.
And it functionally fires darts. They're a dartist, but they don't have the kind of...
A martial artist.
Yes, a martial dartist. They are in fact a martial dartist, and they just have a very rapid fire, very short bow.
Yeah.
You were given a toy bow as a child and was like, no, this is I am soul bonded to this.
I mastered this bow at the age of 4.
Yeah. Fisher Price on the side.
It's that
Fully plastic.
It's that yellow and red that all those little cars are. Just...
Lydia, what's your Dungeoneer's name and pronouns?
Well, her name is Maggie Girl, but her middle names, which are important, are Pixie and Dean. So she's Maggie Pixie Dean Girl.
Fuck you.
But people do call her Miffy. And she's from a proud family of halflings, I think I forgot to say this before, but I've the god that she met was the god of shiny things, and who just told her to shine, which is how she kind of got into trouble. She bejeweled her plate armor in the name of this god so many times that she got her family manor repossessed. But she is good with that hammer, so I took the fighter talent, know the measure of your foe, so I can turn I can turn a failure into a success versus a hazard with a beast, humanoid or monster. And yeah, she's a she/her, is Miffy.
Thank you very much. What Lydia was talking about there is when we go into the dungeon, there'll be things called hazards, which represent things that the Dungeoneers have to get past, and each of those have tags which relate to something which we will find out after that we've done the tavern scenes in a little bit, but it's all about how everyone dies. Tom, what's your priest's name and pronouns?
Priest's name is Jonathan Bones. He, they. Yes, I've picked realistically, the only skill or talent, sorry, that is appropriate for a bardic priest, which is Holy Hands. So when you succeed against a hazard with the poison tag, one other dungeoneer of your choice may count success against the same hazard this round, once per room. Just a little thing about Jonathan Bones. They've got a secret that they'll never tell. I think that's
Oh god,
That's it.
You die in a,
That's all we need, isn't it?
You Meet in a
That's all
Tavern,
we
You Die in a Dungeon is now part of the fucking Boney Jones cinematic universe.
Oh god.
Michelle, who are you playing tonight?
I'm playing Boomshine, she,
Boomshine.
they, and they're a halfling.
Fantastic. So, let's get into our tavern, and this is where we're going to meet everyone, and we're going to establish some unfortunate previous encounters between all of these dungeoneers, where they may have crossed paths before, even though it might take them a little while to realise it. So we've got our tavern, we've got our barkeep, so I'm going to read from a little bit about our lavish tavern full of nobles, the Jumping Manticore. Spices and perfume with tobacco smoke and expensive personal musks sort of flow throughout this high-class establishment. There's these deep wing-back chairs with cushioned benches that accompany finely crafted tables that are lit by chandeliers and large north-facing windows. Over the top, screeches of laughter sort of belting out as you can hear sort of this sycophantic like roaring of "Oh yes, of course, darling!" sort of just all throughout it. Most people would describe the Jumping Manticore as insufferable, but you tonight have chosen to suffer it. We are, I think it is the equivalent of whatever world we're in's New Year, and this is one of the least attended places in town. So maybe that's why you've all come here, or maybe you've had to resort to this because you can't get in anywhere else. But for some reason, you are all arriving at the over-the-top but slightly faded outer wall of the Jumping Manticore, the sort of the entrance of it, which has these, it's got like Roman pillar colonnades, but they are a little bit chipped and a little bit worn. At one point, they had that sort of really over-bright, well-painted, sort of almost like thing, like patterns across them, which are now like a little bit faded, but also a little bit bright, so they look kind of like a kid has done them in crayon. And the windows need a bit of a wipe, and you can see that like they do get wiped, but maybe not so often. As we sort of, I guess the sort of camera sort of pans around this place, and we see people just joshing and pushing each other and roaring back with high, like powdered wigs and ridiculous makeup. And then standing behind the bar, we have our smarmy, balding mer person, who I am going to call Dillington.
Dillington's a great name.
Dillington.
Oh. Possibly couldn't have picked a more smarmy name. I like it.
Thank you. And Dillington is there, sort of rubbing his hands, his fishy tail sort of flapping behind the bar in distaste at the nobles drinking around. He is sort of like constantly wiping sections of the bar which don't really need to be wiped. It's got this hard wood and sort of big brass taps for beer, but there's also these sort of little barrels of fancy wines and spirits as well. And the door sort of creaks open. We can hear the sound of fireworks outside, which is very different almost in tone to the noise going on here, which is just, it's a Friday night in the pub, and you can hear the crowds off in the distance. And who would like to walk through the door first? Who would like to describe
I'll go first because I think I went last time.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, so what does Boomshine look like as they come in, and how do they take a seat at the bar, and what do they order?
I'm gonna roll on the look table because I haven't actually rolled that yet.
Go for it.
Okay. Okay. They in walks an elegant looking halfling, well dressed, fancy feathered robes, but there's something like still humble about them, I think. And if you look beneath, if you can see beneath the robes, there is just like potions and bottles and lots of things, and there's like a satchel bag which is like bursting with things, and they have like a wooden staff with them, and yeah, they come.
They're quite
they come
slow moving, or are they like scuttling across the?
They're quite. I don't think quite. They're slow moving. No, I think they're quite scattered. Like I think they bump into tables and like, but not in a fumbling way necessarily. Like they seem to lack this awareness of what's going on around them. But I think they're quite jolly as they come in.
Yeah. Well, you've got this. Dillington's like, hello. Please take a seat. I presume you'll be ordering from the New Year menu.
All right, I guess. What you got? All right, my name's Boomshine, by the way.
Always a pleasure to greet anyone new, I'm sure. Dillington at your service.
All right, Dillington. I'll have.
Allow me to slide across the menu.
All right.
You'll notice the prices are not listed.
Oh, are they free, are they? I love it when that happens. Oh, I'll have this one. Free, yeah?
Oh, what a choice. I will add it, of course, to your bill, madam.
All right.
And they go off, and he pulls out this, it looks like champagne, but like champagne where you like, the moment you see the bottle, you're like, oh god.
Oh yeah.
like, oh no. And very, very artfully, and without any sort of celebration or firing the cork off or anything, just like consummate professional, opens it, pours out a single flute, and places the entire bottle and the flute on the bar for you.
Oh god, it says Brut on the front. I know it's going to be expensive.
Into a bucket with ice, like a cooler. It's sort of like, maybe it's not ice, maybe it's like alchemical. Like it's like, those plastic wine cooler things just don't really work at all. It's that. This rippling alchemical sort of blue, which sort of like throws up this one light.
It also doesn't work at all, but it is
It looks cool though.
Yeah.
Sweet. So you're drinking your ludicrous fizzy drink, and the door. How's the door open as Mithy comes in?
Miffy, I think what happens is that the door swings open, and what you see is a 6-foot golden warhammer walks seemingly itself into the tavern. It's sort of got rubies encrusted round the hilt of it. But once you kind of see over as it kind of walks from behind some tables, you see a just shy of 3-foot halfling carrying the huge warhammer, and she has gold plate armor, and which used to be entirely bejeweled with diamonds and rubies and sapphires. About pretty much all of them are now just dents where rubies and sapphires and diamonds used to be. And
Does she look like a golf ball?
You know, it's
Dimples.
like a little golf ball.
If you
that's
threw her,
now-
she'd go much further than your average armoured halfling.
She's a golf ball carrying a golf club.
Yeah.
Yes. Her helmet is perfectly in the shape of the white wigs that all the aristocrats wear, the really high beehive helmet. And she just comes she's like skipping in, and with one bound she's up on on one of the bar stools, and she goes, Negroni Spagliato
Hello, madam.
with prosecco in it, please. I'll take one. Oh, I see that my friend here, my other halfling friend, already has the prosecco. I could use that in mine. So I'll just take the Negroni Spagliato, please.
I couldn't possibly call this prosecco.
Oh, my
dare you.
apologies. My apologies.
It's Martini Asti, actually.
Rancid. This cat piss. No. Dillington sort of gives very good, and yeah, starts creating what you've asked for and bringing it back. I'm not a mixologist, so I'm not going to tell you what goes in it.
I don't think anyone really knows what that drink
I
tastes
don't know
like.
if it's my internet, which is going a little bit wobbly over this today. My
That's all right,
internet
Miffy,
just
I think-
just told me I'm a little unstable, so apologies.
Rude.
That's all right. I'll talk to Miffy for a little bit.
I mean,
if
it
you're-
knows me.
Miffy turns to.
But yeah,
If you're, I'm just going to say, if your internet isn't great, then Miffy can talk to.
no, go for it. Have a little chat. Have a little brief intro. Yeah.
Oh, hello. You
All
don't
right.
look like you're from here. Where are you from?
I'm not like I don't normally get out into the city that much. I'm like from a few miles south that way. What about you?
way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What about you?
Oh, I'm kind. You know, it's funny because I think when you've travelled as much as I have, you know, and
right.
you've really seen the world,
Mm.
one can say that they are a resident of the world.
I guess we all are then, aren't we? I mean, I live in the world as well, so I'm a resident of the world as well. What's your name?
Oh, people do call me Miffy.
All right.
You're welcome to as well if you like. What's your name?
All right, Miffy. I'll call you Miffy. Most people call me Boomshine.
Boomshine.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
all one word. Yeah.
That's fun.
On account of all the times I blow things up.
Ah, that's interesting.
On purpose, I mean to do it. It's never an accident.
No.
No.
Fun.
Mm.
Fun. I like to hit things you can see.
Can you carry that? It's quite big.
Oh yes. Yes, Pilates. You don't see the muscles, but they are there.
All right, I'll take your word for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've dated Miffy.
And I think maybe the conversation just dries up a little bit, and Miffy looks wildly around at somebody else that might have a conversation that might be able to draw. it.
Luckily, you are able to look at the door, which has, in some way, opened. Maybe it's burst open. Maybe it's been gently cracked open. But let's go for Glib Glunder Atkinsonton.
It's fine. You can just call it Gunder Atkinsonton. It's...
Okay.
Excellently handled, actually, that name just then.
So the door, two doors just slam open. It's like you know that scene in Lord of the Rings where Aragorn pushes the two doors open, but imagine the two doors were normal size and he falls over.
Yeah.
Falls over and then just across the floor scatters paperwork. But Glib Gunder Atkinson is a tall, like broad person in like a nice cloak, like the it's sort of ranger formal. It's
Ranger formal.
It's got a silver leaf on it.
I tell you what it is. Is if Aragorn and Legolas had a baby and then that person had to go to court. Is sort of what we're dealing with.
It's Peter Pan's attire, but with lapels.
Just drawn on in Sharpie. And they're followed in by a raven with an eye patch.
That's cool.
And yeah, so
Raven's cooler than
How
you.
very Odin of you.
yeah.
Yeah.
He just has to gather up all this paperwork, and there's this like thick, like leather bound tome, like on their belt, like behind them, like on the back of their belt, this like thick tome that on it, and it just says enemies on the front of it, and it's just gathers up all the paperwork, like gets up to the bar and just like slams it all down. So you're a table or something somewhere I can sit down and look through all of this stuff.
Fully booked tonight. It may have to be the bar.
Oh, here. I move my bucket, and I'm like, oh, you can come up here.
Oh, just no, okay. But you can't look at any of my documents.
It's like condensation all over
Alright.
the bar. Immediately
Yeah.
ruins at least 3 of the
fuck.
presumably affidavits or like
Oh, I
court
got-
summons.
I got something for that, and she pulls out something, and it spills over, and like ruins some more. Oh, sorry about that. Don't worry, no, don't worry about it. It's fine. See, I've got something in here that dries stuff.
Rise the ruined paper.
Does it wet them before it dries them?
Yeah, I meant to do
Sorry,
that.
who are you? This just like a thick stack of papers. Like, these are all the reparations I need to pay. I need to be able to read these, otherwise I can't pay them.
Well, you can. That one says.
I can't tell if this is a 6, a 9, or an 8 now.
And she grabs a pen and just draws. There you go. It says an 8 now.
I don't know if that's going to be legally. I don't know if it's going to stand up in court.
I don't know.
Not a lot stands up in court. I tried to get a raven on the stands and they just wouldn't listen. It's just
Cheap.
like
No.
dry some of this off. He goes, so is there like a what's the situation? Is it like a prefix menu or like, but just bar snacks or?
It's free, because there's no prices.
It's free.
Yeah,
He's wonderful. You can ask him for anything and he'll
Yeah.
just make it.
yeah.
Can I just have a tap water, mate?
Oh, we do
What?
only have the crystal glass. I'm afraid.
What's okay? Fuck it. What's the most expensive bottle you've got?
Very good, sir. The Oberforst 18-2.
Just and like as he like he's just gonna pick up this like is it a sequel? just gonna pick up this bottle and then just like attempt to saber it with the knife that's been left with like the bread on the table and just fuck it completely, and the knife just goes like clattering across the floor and like slams into the door, and then like the top like cracks a little bit. It goes, oh, it's happening, and just poof.
I get my glass ready just to catch whatever is.
So as this fountain is,
My documents!
erupting at the bar, the knife slams into the door as it starts to open, and Jonathan Bones comes in.
Yeah, you just hear you start to hear like as the door opens, you start to hear like no one comes through, but you start to hear like the gradual rise of music sort of coming up the steps, and it gets louder and louder and louder. Well, it sounds like it's coming up the steps, because if you look behind you, there's actually just a bald man in sort of like in priestly robes, with like positioning himself so that he's sort of back to the bar, but he's just got a single trumpet just in his mouth, and he's just like looking ever so slightly round and blows the trumpet and comes in the door and goes, "Yeah, all right. See you later, folks. Yeah, it's been great. I love to. Well done. Yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Yeah." And then looks around and goes, "Oh dear, I'm so sorry. It looks like I'm interrupting something. Hey, interrupting Jonathan Bones. Yeah, that's me." And he, I'm really, listen, I'm really sorry. This is such a deep cut, like, in joke, and I'm so sorry. And he sort of starts to walk, and like, there's like tapping as he walks up to the bar. And he goes, "Oh, don't mind me, and starts to like shuffleball step up to the bar, in tap shoes, and as he sort of comes closer, you can see he's as I said, he's completely bald. He's got like gloves on, which have like little sort of metal bits at the fingertips as well, and is sort of like shuffleball stepping. And
Wait, has he got tap gloves?
Oh, this is so embarrassing. You can hear my bones. Oh! And he comes up to the bar. He goes, "All right, this is you know what they always say, when the bones out, come out. Oh, you got the." So you got a bottle of Aberforce Too Fast Too Furious, eh? And he just sort of like sits there quietly for a second in the stunned silence, and kind of like is looking around and kind of has a bit of jitter, and he goes, "Yeah, I've got a secret. I'm not going to tell you though."
I think Miffy just is watching all of this, and she leans over to Boomshine and just goes, "I do love a bad boy."
Oh right, do you? Yeah, where is one?
Yeah, I could see you talking. I'm not going to tell you the secret though. No way.
I think I'm going to get that secret out of him.
Oh right,
What,
yeah. What is the secret? What? Tell us.
I'm not gonna. I'm actually a skeleton. Don't tell anyone though. Don't tell anyone. Listen, I promise, don't tell anyone. I'm just bones.
I think with I'm Just Bones, we sort of like the scene changes. We get like a little jingle, it's just he's just bones, and like we start into later in the evening when you are all like, a few more drinks in. You've been getting through the Overforce, you've been getting through the Magnum, you've all been getting on, and you start. There's realizations that start to come about that you have crossed paths before.
Yeah.
This is where we're going to work out connections. So this
I've
is
been
just
frantically searching through my book of enemies to see if any of these are on it before I engage with them properly. Bones.
Let's find out who you. So we're going to have little scenes where we go, who recognizes who first, how do we recognize one another, and what key element of the story do we agree or disagree on. So let's start with Nikki.
Yo.
Glib, Gundar Atkinson. So,
Nailed it.
Do you want to? Shall I just draw your card at random? Do you want to draw a card yourself?
Draw it at random. I trust you.
It is a 5. So someone here sold your Dungeoneer a faulty product. So you've got to work out, have a little think who that might be.
Oh, I already know.
And then when you pick that out, we'll have a little.
Sounds like Bones to me.
We'll do all the connections go round, and then we'll come back to you and we'll start with your scenes. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Nikki, it can't be piss again, all right?
No. Do you want me to say what I think it is, or do you want to? We'll wait till afterwards.
Yeah, let's just wait till afterwards. Just jump to the scenes. I'm just a little bit aware of the time as well, so let's. Let's go for Michelle.
Yes.
For Boomshine, someone scammed your Dungeoneer out of a big prize.
Oh, okay.
So we'll come back, have a little think who that might be, and then we'll have your scene bit. Tom, Jonathan Bones. Someone stole something valuable from your Dungeoneer. So who was that? What did they steal? Have a little think about that. And then Miffy. Someone left your Dungeoneer stranded on a deserted island.
That's brutal.
So, Nicky
Yeah.
and Clear Gunder Atkinson. Who fucked you over, and how do you recognise them? What happens?
It was Boomshine. For sure. And I've just finally got to them because what I forgot was I actually put Boomshine's name under M for mononyms, not B for Boomshine. So it took me ages to find them in the enemy's book. Sorry, are you the very same Boomshine that sold me a bomb when I was trying to break into? I was trying to break into a crypt and I looked for a small explosive
Bomb you.
to blow the doors off.
Right, yeah,
And I
that sounds
ended
like
up
me.
levelling an entire graveyard.
You were only supposed to.
I leveled a sodding graveyard.
Right, well,
I was haunted for 4 years.
Well,
It's not even like 4 years, one ghost. It's a ghost a day for 4 years.
Ghost a day.
Right. Well, that's not.
Prize.
I don't think that's my fault. I
You
sold.
told me a bomb that's too big. I said,
No.
will this blow the bloody doors off?
And I
you
said,
went,
yeah.
And it did more than that.
Well, that's not what you asked for. You just wanted to blow those doors
I
off.
levelled
and
the
that-
graveyard. I
I
levelled
know
it. Completely.
Right?
That's why my bird's only got one eye.
Wait, no, to be fair, one man's treasure is another man's. God, I'm so old.
So with that, does anyone have a connection where they've recognised Jonathan Bones? Because I feel that's a really good time to recognise Jonathan Bones as something. If not, we'll just.
I think I was sold tickets to the Fire Festival. When I went, which by the way used up a lot of my gems. He was, and he handed me a dry cheese sandwich and got on a jet ski and just went, leaving me.
Are you Ja Rule?
It might be. I say, now that you're speaking more,
Sort of
I
looks at you
think
with
I
like entirely glazed eyes.
I just seem to remember the promise of a music festival and wellness retreats and all the other cool adventurers were going to be there, and what I got was a dry sandwich. Do you remember
Oh
that?
yeah, Fairy Fire Island.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, that was gonna
That
be
was-
something.
It was
Yeah.
going to be, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I just wonder if there's a refund policy at all, because I could really do with those gemstones back, you absolute fuck.
Oh look, and Miffy, can I call you Miffy?
You actually can't. I'd really prefer to be called Ms. Dean Girl, if you don't mind.
All right,
Dean
Miss, listen, Miss Dingo. Sometimes, yeah, all you got to do is just kind of think outside the box. You know, think outside the box. What I gave you, yeah, was a trip of a lifetime. And listen, you're not always going to be everyone's cup of tea. Not everything is going to be everyone's cup of tea. And I'm trying to find as many mannerisms as possible because that's Nikki. Well, look, end of the day, look, ultimately is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, did you experience yourself there?
several times.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it's all about.
You've charmed me. You've charmed me. I'm still quite cross, but you have charmed me.
Wasn't that a festival that's supposed to have a fuck spa or something?
Huh?
You what?
We heard all about it. There was
No,
a
we
fuck
do.
spa.
No, we do. No.
A fuck spa? No, well, you know.
I was promised all sorts of things.
Actually, to be fair, as it turned out, there was a no fucks bar and a no fucks given bar. Do you see what?
None of those things were there. It was an empty cart park. That's all.
Well, look, end of the day, there were experiences had, and that's what we're here for. Do you know what I mean? We're only here for experiences. When you're inside your corporeal meat bag, that's what you're here for. You need to elevate yourself to get to my level. Do you know what I mean? I'm just bones, man. I'm just bones. When you're just bones, it doesn't matter as much. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like you're a charismatic leader of a cult that I would buy into again.
Yeah. Well, where am I?
No, I don't know either. I'm not sure.
Shall we find another connection?
Okay.
Michelle, who do you have a connection with?
I think while this interaction's been happening, Boomshine has been looking at. Sorry, Lydia, did you say Miffy has a hammer or an axe? What is it?
Big hammer.
Gold
big
hammer.
Yeah.
Big gold war hammer. Yeah, I think she's been looking at that because I think that was one of the prizes awarded for defeating the dragon, and well, I think Miffy convinced her they were gonna share it or something, and she goes, "Wait, hold on. That should be my warhammer."
No.
Yeah, I remember you. You said we'd share it. Oh, you said we'd defeat the dragon together, and you never turned up.
No.
And then when I got back, it was gone, and now they said it got stolen.
I mean, it did. And then it came into my hands, and really, it's meant to be with me. Did you know I've met a god?
Right. Well,
and actually, so when you think about it, because of that, it's where it's meant to be. But bless you for bringing it up. Thank you so much.
No, I think that's mine. That's mine.
No. You wouldn't be able to anyway. You wouldn't.
I would.
No.
And I get some hands on it. And goes, oh yeah, no, I could though if I wanted.
Yeah.
As this tussle is happening, Tom, who is Jonathan Bones got a connection with?
I think as I'm listening to this and just sort of watching and going, yeah, it's great vibes here. Yeah, it's great. I just sort of look over and see the crow. I've just realised that it would actually be so much funnier if it wasn't Gundar accent and.
It doesn't have to be me. It doesn't have to be me. It doesn't have to be me.
Making a crow.
I just look at the crow and go, "You little shit! You little." Did he come? Did he come in with you?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we've been bonded since I was 3 days old.
Oh, you little bastard! You little.
He's done nothing wrong.
This fella. He's the fella who took my hand. All the bones from my. And I take off my glove, and you can still see very clearly a hand there. and he goes, he took my whole hand. Look, it's just meat now. He took my whole bloody hand. Thankfully, I'm so well disguised. I've got such a good disguise on right now, so that no one could see I'm just bones. But he took my whole hand. Do you know how long it takes to find a hand and put it back in my disguise because I'm just bones? Do you know how long it takes?
Look, mate. Look.
It takes this long. I haven't done it yet.
Look. See this stack of papers here? These are all the people who have successfully, as of today, sued me.
Yeah.
And there is a line 3 times the size of this waiting to sue the both of us. So if you want to sue us, get in the literal actual line at the courts. They opened up a separate service window and it just says Gunder Atkinson.
I kind of look at the crow again and go, I'll peck your other fucking eye out, alright?
Actually, it was lost in the explosion.
We cut to a little while later, and you have all managed to make up. This is all. It was so long ago now for a lot of this stuff. It's all become water under the bridge. You're having a great time now.
What the fuck do you mean a lawyer? What's a lawyer?
Yeah. It's gone past midnight, and no one in the tavern noticed. But outside, you definitely heard that sort of the counting down, the cheering. Everyone almost deliberately didn't notice. It's like there. Going on. And it's getting to the point where it's sort of like kick out time. Dillington is very sort of doing a lot of tutting and coughing. Like a lot of the tables have sort of kicked out by now, and you are pretty much the only ones left at the bar. And Dillington and all the order, what I'm doing is just rolling very quickly on the table to see what Dillington says. Dillington,
It's a roll for every word. When it works, it's great, but it doesn't always work.
when I say procedurally generated, I didn't say the procedure wouldn't be hellish. So Dillington sort of leans in. He tells them about he's heard about this ancient hero's shield that can answer any question you ask it accurately and clearly. A bunch of there was a lot of it's a story they've carried with them that their mother told them when they were young. So Dillington has carried this story with him his whole life, but is something about you tonight has captured his interest, and he tells you about this lightning-stricken oak, which is in the middle of this, standing in the middle of this bone-strewn sort of arid desert.
I'm listening.
A few days' travel from here, which is it's sort of like maybe there was some sort of god war. I don't know. That's the sort of thing people like, isn't it? Fantasy. Look at this high fantasy happening now. God war.
God war.
Which caused this place where this enormous oak was to be sort of struck, and it's like the only thing left in it is a standing oak. And sort of tells you that this ancient relic is supposed to be there. And if anything is going to kickstart your careers again, it's going to be that. So, for the sake of expediency, we'll say that because you're all out of work, because you're all in debt, because you all need the work, you're going to go and do this.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, cool.
So before we do that, we will finish off the meeting in a tavern section by finding out how you're going to die. So what we'll do is we'll draw a card for each adventurer. This will generate a tag. It's a word which sort of relates to one of the hazards in the dungeon or a type of hazard in the dungeon. When that hazard turns up, you're absolutely entitled to just die to it whenever you like. And at the end of it, if you haven't died to that already, then the worst version of that will be there waiting for you when we sort of round off the game. So who wants to know how they die first?
Me.
Miffy dies by tripping on a trumpet that's been left outside by someone.
Miffy, you are going to die to fire.
Fire festival.
It's coming back to haunt you.
Fire with a
everything
Y.
I've rolled for you tonight has just worked perfectly.
Yeah.
Incredibly.
This is drawing cards, by the way, which you could use the dungeon deck for, because we're going to put all the sort of the numbers on it now. So it's not just a dungeon deck; it's also for all these early parts as well. That's my highly professional explanation voice.
I love it. I love the pitch voice.
Who would like to find out how we die next?
I would.
Tom
Do
was
Bones.
very quick.
Yeah,
so
he was keen.
Jonathan Bones is going to die to an abomination.
Ooh.
A
Exciting.
boner nation.
It's a shame I didn't pull Undead, because
Yeah.
could have had that.
Abomination.
Glib Gunder Atkinson is
Yeah.
going to die to a demon,
Fair.
Oh, yeah.
That reads.
and then Boomshine is going to meet their end to an
Please say explosion.
Ooze! Oh, you can't explode an ooze.
That's one of the first rules of alchemy.
Can't explode the news. Day one.
So,
They don't explode
Day
like they
fucking
should.
one. The legal system is a sort of demon, right?
Yeah.
it's certainly your demon, your
Yeah.
personal demon. Yeah. Maybe it's your personal demons you die to.
Maybe.
Oh.
Just before we leave the tavern,
Yes.
it's just someone comes in and goes, "You, sir!"
Gunder Atkinsonton gunned down.
New hat, you die in a tavern. You just immediately so that rounds off the You Meet in a Tavern section of this game. We'll split it into two. It's You Meet in a Tavern and then we do You Die in a Dungeon. What we'll do when we get to the Die in a Dungeon section is we will have a little scene where we arrive at the dungeon. And then I will start. What I would do normally is start generating dungeon rooms with the deck. But what I'll actually do is, because I've got a pre-prepared thing just to speed us up a little bit, I'll just sort of tell you what these first rooms are. Then I'll explain how all of that works when we get to those rooms.
You also
Oh,
don't
really?
need to take this long in the tavern. We just really love it. So
Yeah.
that's what's happened.
Ham it
That's
up.
what's happened.
And and the other thing is that we're doing this for a stream where we want to finish at a time.
Yeah.
Right. And everything about this game is very much a drop the bits you don't need, finish when you want to finish, so you finish on time, and then that's all supported in it. So it's all good. It suits that playstyle that we just
Yeah.
had in the tavern in that session 0 section of it. And just actually, it's all about socializing people into roleplay before you get into this bit where it's a little bit more sort of processy and you're actually doing sort of things blow by blow.
Yeah.
Are you all okay with taking a very short break between this section and the-
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
we're going to take a, say what, 5-minute break?
Yeah, 5 minutes sounds perfect.
Yeah, cool. We'll be back in a second, gang.
Says.
Hello.
We're back, baby. Time to die. Time to die. No, just me.
It is time to die, though. So this is the You Die in a Dungeon section. And what we're going to do is everyone's going to die.
Yeah.
What happens is if you're just playing this game sort of without having arranged some stuff before, which I did for the stream, you'll have a little scene where everyone arrives at the dungeon. You'll describe the arrival, and we'll have some scenes very briefly where we'll ask everyone something that happened to them on the way. It could be something unfortunate, it could be something that happened to a couple of them, or something that happened to all of them if they want it to be some sort of group event that happened. And then we'll arrive at the dungeon, and then what we'll do is we'll sort of smash cut to like a couple of hours in. They're lost, they don't know what's going on, they've stumbled from room to room, and we'll start getting past hazards. And so yeah, well, let's have these little scenes. Let's do a nice bit of role play.
Yeah.
And then when we get to a room, I'll briefly explain how rooms work and what we're actually doing with that section of the game. So I think you get at least sort of 2 or 3 days travel in. At some point, maybe the one donkey you brought with you just sort of gives out. Like, it's not even like they die, they just stop. You know, like dogs on a walk, and they're like, I'm not walking anymore. And then you have to like carry them. Like, this is a donkey boat. And donkey's just like,
It's like he lost faith in us.
yeah. Like, you made eye contact at one point, and donkey just looked down and then never looked back.
That really does something to my confidence, chaps.
Well, you know what they say. You could take a donkey to water, but you. God, I'm just so tired.
So
It's like making friends with a colleague at work and then finding out they're a Tory.
So what happens to you all post donkey, post the donkey malaise?
I think Boomshine trying to carry all of their own stuff. There might accidentally be a little explosion.
Good.
As we're walking into the distance, the donkey. Sorry, we said no animal deaths.
No. We just cut away.
It's cut away, yeah.
There's no viscera.
Sound effect.
Yeah.
That's veiled.
I think we're walking and Boomshine's like, wait.
No one turned around.
I think I lost my potion, and you just hear the explosion. It's like,
No one
never
look
mind.
back.
I know
No
where
one look
it
back.
is.
No one look
I
back.
know
No
where
one
it
look
is.
back.
Don't worry about it. Just keep walking. It's fine. If you just run, then nobody can say you did it. And Boomshine just starts a gentle jog.
You've got such little legs. How are you so far?
Floating slowly down.
Oh God.
What happens to Glib, Gunder, Atkinson, and does it happen to just them, or do you want to have a scene with someone else?
No, I think they. What does happen to Glib? I think like Glib has to start shedding stuff because they basically like have like a big like traveler's cloak and then like all their stuff on them, and they're like, well, the deserts are always so fucking hot. And it's just, it just starts like shedding stuff like 50 foot of hempen rope like out of their sleeve, like fucking got so much rope. Fuck it. And then like they're just like and then they get their big book of enemies and go, no, not you. You're staying with me. And like, hooks it back on, and then just as they walk away, he's like, "Oh, fucking snake!" and starts stamping on the rope. Just a little bit of ego death, you know, like a little bit. Just
How
I
about,
fucking hate the desert.
How about Jonathan Bones? What's been going on there?
Yeah. I mean,
What's
speaking of
been going on there?
Speaking of ego death, I think at some point during the walk, like as we're coming towards like a slightly more suburban area, There's
You're
there's
not.
You're not.
Oh, we're not.
We're in a desert.
Into the middle of the desert.
Cool. In that case, makes it even better. There's
It's
just
when
a
there's
man
skeletons around. He's like, oh, it's so populous around here.
It's just a man walking his dog, and I just sort of go, oh, hello, oh, hello, oh no, this is bad. And I look around at everyone and go, this is for a boneman, this is like, worst possible situation to be in. You know how dogs like their bones. And as he's sort of talking, the dog walker and his dog is sort of coming closer, and he just sort of stands there like this, and the dog completely ignores him. And he sort of stands there for a second and kind of goes, yeah, it's not like it's every dog.
I like the idea that maybe you've assumed it's a dog, but it's like, because we're out in the middle of the desert, maybe it's like some sort of like raccoon or possum or something, and it's literally cactus and possum, and you're just like, you've had this whole little monologue to yourself, and you're really skirting around, and this possum's just like,
This possum's tied to a cactus and it's just dragging it along.
I was thinking they're just stationary.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah.
Got cactus and a little
It goes to run, and then the cactus comes like it hits it in the butt, and then the raccoon runs some more. It's just...
Yeah, it's the opposite.
Yes.
But yeah, so I think Jonathan just sort of like feels so belittled by this dog. He just walks in silence for like, so dejected for like the next like half a day. It's like, and every now and then he just sort of goes, most dogs though, they love them some bones. Not that one.
No, I'm sure they love your bones.
Yeah, they do. They do, and usually it's like, get away from my bones. You know what I mean? But this time it just, sometimes I just want people to see me for bones. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's,
Right, yeah.
You want people to see what's inside of you rather than
Oh, I
what's
got
outside.
something for that, and then I start going through my bios.
Well, we've been in this desert for a few days. You're looking awful gaunt, mate.
Oh, well, that's because I haven't kept up the disguise too well. He's back. He's back, baby.
He's somehow got like a blade of grass to play, and it's just like, we're in a desert. Where's this come from?
Finally, Mythic. What's the unfortunate thing that happens to you? Or what interesting thing? It doesn't have to be
I
unfortunate.
think
It's funny when it is. Yeah.
I think that Boomshine has been pestering her about the hammer so much that
That is mine.
it, like, wears her down to the point where she just turns and goes, take it then, and like swings it and throws it and pins her like under it. There's no way that
Right,
like
thanks.
a normal person would be able to lift it, and she's just pinned, and she starts to like sink into the sand, and so everyone has to like start digging her out. And Miffy's actually really distressed by the time she gets her. She's like, no, I'm so sorry. I did really not what I wanted. I'm so sorry. Gosh, that was freaking so scary. Oh my god.
Right, yeah, because there is. I have rigged myself so if something happens, like, it's not good. You got, like, if I go down, you all got to run. At least, like.
Duly noted.
Yeah, if I
Fucking
stop
hell.
breathing, it's not good.
Anyway, and takes it and just swings it back over.
Right, yeah, you carry it for me.
It's
That's fine.
mine, that's all I'm saying.
Ours.
Even if it was yours, you couldn't, could you?
I mean, I could sell it. I
You
could
want me
get
to
the
do
money.
it again?
No.
And as the hammer sort of flies across screen, we sort of like cut with the hammer sliding to
Hammer wipe.
the hammer wipe.
Hammer
Exactly.
wipe.
Oh, there's gonna be so many hammer wipes later. It's gonna be
Yeah.
Yeah.
to as you arrive at the roots are these gnarled, sort of blackened roots of these sort of lightning-stricken oak that is just jutting out of this broken, dusted ground. And you can see in amongst the roots, in the sort of tangle of it, is this giant sort of set of doors that are just sort of slightly open on one side, so that if you do want to, you could probably do the Aragorn and again. Can you just quickly remind me of your destined death? So, Michelle, I think you were an ooze.
I'm an ooze, yeah.
Demon.
Nikki, you were
Fire.
demon?
Yep.
Lydia,
Fire.
fire. Fantastic. And Tom, were you an abomination?
I am an abomination.
And what was your destined death? Yes, I am. Yeah. Fantastic.
One of us. One of us.
So, you step into the dungeon, you start to head your way through it, and a few hours pass. I think we end up at sort of like 4 hours of delving through this dungeon later. You have been sort of twisting around, turning, you've been sort of getting lost, you've been finding rooms which it starts off as these sort of like long expansive corridors, and then it becomes these more very sparse, very sporadic. Every so often you find these sort of rooms which start to appear, then they start to get more and more as you're sort of heading through, until you find yourself at the entrance of you open this door and you step into this room, and it is a smithy. And just before I fully describe everything, let's talk about what happens when we go into rooms. So when you go into rooms, we'll describe what's in there. I'll tell you all of the hazards that are in the room. I'll tell you what tags they have. So if it's your destined death, you can choose to die to it or not. And then we'll roll initiative, which just works out what order we're dealing with stuff in. And then everyone has to deal with or negotiate each of those hazards at least once to be able to get past. So the idea with this game is we're just trying to move through rooms as much as possible. You can just sort of run away if you want to, which will just sort of reduce your destiny and make it so that you die a bit sooner. But otherwise, you can try and reduce all the hazards in the room to 0 and try and get some loot for yourselves as well, which will help you out in other ways. So you find yourselves in this incredibly chaotic smithy. I rolled on the what's the vibe of the room table, which isn't the final name, but there you go. So
I mean, I like it.
Yeah.
thanks. So it is a like this has been clearly abandoned for a long time. There is an anvil and sort of a forge in the corner. There is like but it's very cold and stilled. But all the rest of the room is frenetic activity and some massive sort of big stone walls, lots of dangling bits of tools which have all rusted over. Feasting on some of these rusted tools is a little rust monster with a monster tag, a rust eater, I'm going to call it for legally distinct.
Legally distinct.
Legally distinct rust eater.
Any Hasbro
which is
lawyers in
like
chat, get
its
fucked.
little chitinous body is sort of like dangling as it's like sucking on a load of spoons, and it's just biting away on
Someone
those.
clip that. I want that as a ringtone.
Suck it on
them little spoons.
We know that there is, as the players, but the Dungeoneers might not necessarily know that there is a trap very early on as you sort of step into this room. It is an arrow trap which will try and hit you, as well as the Rust Eater, which is just sort of a Rust Eater. Yep, that's what it's meant to be called. Yep, legally distinct. Rust Eater, which is sucking on all these spoons. There is an out of place, slightly sticky looking chest in the center of the room, which I will tell you is a mimic with the abomination tag, because you as the players are fine to know it, because your Dungeoneers don't. And causing the most chaos in this room, there is a skeleton holding a saxophone, which is just going. And
Yes.
as you walk in, it makes eye contact immediately with Jonathan Bones and starts to just mimic. But every single movement you make is accented with a.
Oh my god, it's an Iron
I was clearly a poser.
Fucking poser.
So I
Is
would
that
like
the
your-
undead hashtag?
That has the hashtag undead, yes. So the arrow trap has the trap tag, the skeleton has the undead tag, the Ursidice has the monster tag, and the mimic has the abomination tag. So let's roll some initiative, which is a d12, and you're trying to roll as low as possible. So
Here we go.
roll those bones and let me know.
I got a
if you've
2.
low score. A 2 for Nikki, a 5 for Lydia, a 4.
Yeah.
and
Ordinarily
Tom.
great. 11 for Tom.
So we have, in order, we have. I'm going to put you down as Glib because I'm not writing that every time.
Oh, I just.
For the audience, I've made a little tracker which I'm going to turn into a digital asset that you can get along with the game, and it's basically you input your sort of the hazards that are in there, the tags it has, the HP it has, and then a little thing where you can just mark off successes for people so you can keep track of that nice and easily. So that will be in there. It'll probably be a GDocs sort of spreadsheet thing, but yeah, that's what I'm using. So we've got Glib, then we've got Boomshine,
Yeah.
then we had Mithy, then we have, I'm just writing bones.
Bones. Glib bones.
So, Gunder Atkinson, Tom. Is there anyone who has talents that happened before initiative, and does anyone want to do anything? Because it's fine if we do it now. Yes.
Mine does.
Mm-hmm.
So I pick somebody to be my quarry.
Yeah.
And then every turn I spend trying to deal with that, it reduces an additional hazard point per turn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So like if there's a big tricky thing and I spend all my time on it. I think it's gonna be the arrow trap. But I think it's I think Glib Gunder Atkinson steps into the room first and then triggers it and goes, "Oh fuck, those arrows are massive!" And just as some regular sized arrows go past.
Which what version of that did I give you? 1 second.
Oh, have I got the wrong one?
Well, I don't know. Did you get it one out of the thing I sent you?
So you sent me the update to the thief, but so I'm looking in the original document folder you sent me.
Okay, so I think I thought I updated all of those.
When the dungeon keeper describes the hazard in the room before initiative is rolled. Pick one hazard to be your quarry. Reduce 1 additional destiny on success versus this hazard for every round you spend attempting to negotiate it.
Oh, that's weird. I think that's the old version. So it's actually reduced D3 additional HP on success versus.
Okay.
So it's just a little bit simpler. You don't have to keep track of rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm not sure how I copied that in. Sorry.
No. Don't apologize. It's all good. I just marked
So
that.
what would you like to pick? You've got.
So I'm gonna go. These arrows are too big to anyone else to be dealing with. I've got this, guys. And I'm gonna try to break the arrow trap. And I think Glib Gunder Atkinson is going to try originally by catching an arrow as it comes out. Like before the arrow is all the way out, but he's going to try and catch the arrow to jam like the barrel.
Can I just double check as well? Sorry, I'm just making sure you've got the right version. I've just dropped the folder into the chat again. So
Yeah.
When you've got your reduced stuff on a success versus a hazard, have you got 6 as your highest and then D6 then D3? Have you still got
D63, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
D63 1. So what should it be? Sorry.
Sorry, I thought I'd sent you the update.
No.
This is terrible to do on stream, isn't it? We should have.
It's
No,
fine.
it's not.
No,
Sorry, everyone.
we're just letting them learn more about the game.
Yeah.
So I've dropped a link into the chat.
Cool.
which is
I'm
the
going to
drive
stick it in
folder.
our WhatsApp, guys. So don't stress.
I've already grabbed it, but
You already
thank
grabbed it?
If you open
dropped
those
it.
ones, which should still have all the abilities you chose,
Yeah.
it should say on a success versus a hazard 6 for the highest one, just a straight.
Yes.
6.
Oh, it's just a straight 6 to D6 and D3. Oh.
So
sick.
what happens for the audience? What happens is whenever you roll a success versus a specific type of hazard, depending on the dungeoneer type you are, you reduce more of its HP, which is sort of like a general idea, much like Destiny. It's an idea of how much of a threat this thing still might cause. Reducing all of them to 0 means everyone gets the loot in the room. But all you need to do is succeed once against each of these things to keep going. So I upped it since we played last time, basically, so that you get through rooms a bit quicker, things are a bit more...
God, power creep is really getting a hold of this game. Oh,
I know.
God, it's going to be unplayable soon enough.
Imagine when you meet in a tavern, you die in a dungeoning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You meet in a tavern, you die in a dungeon, 6E.
Yeah.
So he's going to just try and grab an arrow and stuff up the hole.
Amazing. Yep.
I
yeah,
would like to call this luck.
I mean, it sounds like it's not skilled in any way. So, yeah. Roll me luck. And
So it's
you're trying to roll
2d6,
below.
and I'm trying to roll below my luck,
Right,
which
so
is 9.
D12.
Oh, that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
5, so that is below my luck.
Fantastic.
And as it's a trap, I do a d6.
Brilliant. So roll me a D6.
3.
A 3. Cool.
But
You
then...
Oh yeah, you're actually additional.
Yeah,
D3.
roll additional d3 HP on success versus the hazard.
Yeah.
So it's 1 and 2 is 1, 3 and 4 is 2, and 5 and 6 is 3.
That's the one.
And
yeah.
that's a 2. So all told, that is 5 hazard points reduced.
Wow. So what?
Blimey.
So you go up to this. You see this sort of hole in the wall, which is obviously an arrow trap.
Obviously.
You see the
What
little,
else would it be?
See a little rope, which could, which if you step into it, it would like trigger an arrow at you. You go up, you just jam your little arrow in, and amazingly, you just jam it up. Like I don't know if a bit of your arrow breaks off or what. Like it just like it becomes completely unusable. Everyone counts a success against that. No one has to worry about the arrow trap now. It is absolutely done.
Oh,
Incredible.
nice.
What a turn! Fantastic.
Guys, I've solved the arrow puzzle. We can move safely through the... Oh, there's a little creature licking on spoons!
So Boomshine, what do you want to interact with? What do you want to try and get past? You've got the tempting chest in the middle, which you are allowed to know is a mimic. You've got your Scar playing skeleton, who's mimicking everything that Jonathan Bones is doing. And then you've got our soon spucking
You'll soon be spucking if I have anything to say about it.
There's no spucking happening on this.
No spucking.
Boomshine is gonna leave skeleton because that might be one of Jonathan's friends.
It
I
seems
don't
like
know.
a bone-on-bone violence
And
situation.
that Rust Eater seems quite happy doing their thing. But I realised what I didn't share, that I'd picked knowledge of darkness for Boomshine's thing, because although she's all like, whoops, I accidentally made explosions, the real thing she does is call on the power of the darkness, because when she was like going to the local church, whatever, she essentially became a Satanist and was like... oh, I kind of think that one, I kind of get what they're on about. So I'm going to go for the mimic.
So this is Charlie with a chemistry degree instead of art.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is why I said yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Just want to be part of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Missed out on Jonathan Bones. Had to be.
And she's gonna make like up a weird little potion, and throw it at it, and then like smash a staff down at the mimic as well. Try and
what do you sort of what does the potion do as you're making it? And, like...
The potion, like I think it begins like bubbling and like doing like lots of these little changing form. Like it's going to, like she knows that it's a mimic, but the others might not. So she wants to like show your true form kind of thing and do damage to it in some way. So I am rolling.
Sounds like skill to me.
That
so
feels like I was going for a skill. Thank you.
Yeah, roll a d12 and roll under your skill. How'd that go?
I rolled an 11.
That's just above, isn't it?
That's
Like,
just above. Yeah.
Whoops.
Oh no, that was my vial of oil. Oh no. that wasn't the right potion.
So yeah, I think
You
you
just
like
oiled that chest up real good.
Yeah. Oh no.
yeah, you run over, you fling the oil on it, and it's like smashes, and the oil sort of like splashes onto the ground. And I think like it's oiled up the edge of this mimic so well that when you bring the staff down, it just glides off it into the
Whoop. Oh no.
and you are going to reduce destiny by D3. So on a failure, you always reduce destiny. So you're just going to reduce destiny by 1 for that.
Oh, okay,
And
that's
this isn't
okay.
like hit points. This is just a
Yeah.
general looming
Jack is running over.
doom
Yeah.
that's sort of happening.
It's not hit points. It's what your anxiety imagines.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh no.
Cool. So as Glib is jamming the arrow into the arrow trap, and Boomshine is slipping around on this mimic, Miffy. What's Miffy going to deal with?
So I think she
The silver spoons rust.
starts to swing her enormous hammer around like she's going to do something really impressive, and then she notices that this monster eats metal and just places the hammer down and picks out throwing daggers and hurls them at the rust eating creature.
Yeah, Rust Eater. Yeah, that's what we're
Um,
legally
uh,
extinct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll for that first. I
Yeah,
feel
so
like
this-
that's a skill.
This sounds more like skill for a fighter, doesn't it? Yeah.
Cool. I rolled a 1. Doesn't that mean something?
It
Ooh.
does. Thank you so much for reminding us all.
And for
I'm
rolling a
natural.
1. That's so great as a demonstrative tool.
Thank you so much for allowing me to read a
You're
small
welcome.
amount of box text. Natural 1. You did it. You rolled the best you could. Feels good, right? Why would anyone take that away from you? I'm not going to. When you roll a 1, choose one of the following outcomes. Resolve the success as normal and just be happy that you rolled the good number. Take a critical hit where you reduce an additional D6 when you're reducing HP against the hazard. Or reduce this hazard's HP to 0 but trigger your destined death.
Oh,
If the hazard has a different tag, just switch it over and sort of work as if it's that. And then describe how your dungeoneer sees this hazard off and how in turn they meet their glorious or dismal end.
Ooh, I'm not quite. As much as I'd love her to be a one and done, I'm not quite ready
Said her last boyfriend.
to see her off yet. So I'm gonna go for an extra
No worries.
D6.
Yeah, no problem.
do we call that a spuck and chuck?
Oh.
Just
Oh.
call
I'm
that-
going to play the X card right now.
Just so.
No more spucking on stream.
It means nothing, but it's just the vibes
It's
of it
so
are
bad.
atrocious.
Yeah. Bad vibes.
So I get a guaranteed 6 on a monster,
Yeah, that's right.
and then an additional
Dang.
6.
4 for
Amazing.
the crit.
Wow. So yeah, you like you swing at this like it's as you go in with this much force, it suddenly looks a lot smaller than you sort of maybe thought it did before, and it's just this little sort of like tiny sort of dangling chitinous little thing, just enjoying a spoon,
Oh no!
and it becomes fiberglass, just smashed apart, just erupts like a dandelion that you've just blown the top off, and it just disperses these bits of like rust and shell around the room. You have completely removed that hazard for everyone.
Wow.
As it sort of turned and looked at me, it looked like one of those really big-eyed, like tree lemurs.
Slow Loris,
really
yeah,
so
like-
sweet. And I'm like, ooh.
It's the squirrel from Ice Age. It's just-
It moved both of its extended eye stalks towards you and gave you the look, and you just completely annihilate it.
You could have sworn that you heard just a little screechy voice say, "Friend."
Got these spoons for you.
Enough spoons for everyone here.
Now, and I think we can all agree we've been waiting to see what happens here.
Yeah.
It's Jonathan Bones.
Dance, fight, dance, fight, dance,
The
fight.
skeleton is in front of you. There's dust from the mimic, sort of almost making a glitter ball effect now from the sparking sort of potion magic coming from Boomshine. The sound of a rattling arrow in a slot is creating a pounding beat. The ska music is playing. I'm assuming you're going for the skeleton, but you don't have to.
So, I think Jonathan Bones sort of steps into the arena and goes, "Oh, listen, leave the old fella for me, hey." And as he sort of starts to like dance into the arena, shimmying, and kind of like as he's shimmering, he's got like a sort of just like a metal sort of not a breastplate but like a half plate kind of thing on, and he's just going as if like with his little metal tips, as if sort of making his bones click as well. And he's sort of like he's walking over and is sort of like under his breath is going, "Don't fucking show me up, yeah? Don't fucking show me up. You're kind of stealing my fucking thing here, mate. You're kind of like, what do you think you're doing?" And as he's walking over, sort of doing this, he walks towards the oil on the floor, and I'd like to trigger my death, please.
Yes. Absolutely, I'm here for it. I love it. Of course you can.
So as he's sort of starting to go up, he kind of goes into like a and kind of goes into like a paso doble kind of pose and goes like this, and as he sort of goes like this, he takes a step, goes arse over tit on the oil that has been spilt all over this mimic, and he sort of fully takes to the air, and as he does so, the mimic's sort of mouth opens, the big tongue kind of like latches on and pulls him in, and he just gets kind of like concertina into this mouth, and like his legs are like up here and his arms are up here. He goes, oh god, it's happening. Oh no! Oh no! My bones! And it's just going. And this
Nothing
happens.
can convince me that this isn't Boney Jones's origin story. Nothing in the world can convince me otherwise.
Oh no! This is so undignified. I can't believe this. And as he sort of starts to fall still, another incredible aspect of this game is that each class has well, I'll let Ursidice explain.
It sounds like you're explaining it really well. Go for it.
Each class has like a kind of trigger that happens upon deaths as like a last kind of hurrah, I suppose. So as a priest, I get a holy symbol, which means when you trigger your Dungeoneer's destined death, describe how their holy symbol shines with the light or darkness of their faith, as their deity revels in joining with their spirit once more. And like in the sort of like pseudo quiet, and the baleful coming from the other skeleton, you look at the body of Jonathan Bones, and you just hear like a kind of some footsteps coming from behind you. And as you look behind you, there's a man in a in sort of shorts. There's a man in shorts and a hoodie, wearing glasses and a pink cap. Kind of goes, "Ooh, sorry, I just need to take him, if that's okay. I'm just gonna take him, if that's okay." And he kind of like puts his hand on his head, and you just hear like a as Jonathan Bones' entire skeleton just sort of like peels out of his body like a tube of toothpaste,
and in the mimic, and the bones come out.
Yeah, and
it's like putting a chicken wing in your mouth and then pulling the bone out.
Yeah, and Nikki kind of looks at you all and goes, "Great stream, guys. Really enjoying this stream. The numbers are really, really good, and actually we've already had someone donate to the Kickstarter through this stream.
Stop it.
So keep it up. This is great." And And as he sort of drags the skeleton away, the skeleton just goes, "I fucking told you." I'll be back, and that's the death.
Incredible.
Holy shit.
Oh, fuck.
So I love.
I came to play.
all this early on as well. I'm
Yeah.
here for it.
This is far more meta than I think anything.
So now that you have, as you absolutely rightly should, taken the absolute center stage for your Dungeoneer's death, we'll resolve this room. Do you want to come up with another Dungeoneer and we'll meet them on the way?
Are you
You're
happy for
welcome
me
to
to
leave the
roll?
stream if you want, Tom.
Are you happy for me to roll, or will we roll?
Yeah. I think you know what you're doing.
Awesome.
You know, roll your backstory and everything like that. If you need me to send you those tables, I'll just drop them into the chat quickly.
That's all good. I think of the other tables. Yes, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tell you what, let me just I'll give you a little copy of the most recent version of it, and you can just go from there.
Perfect. Thank you.
Please, going back.
Do it.
You meet in a tavern, you die in a dungeon. We're just getting bigger and bigger each day, and it's awesome. So yeah, it's amazing. I am just blown away every single time.
It's just genuinely
It's
so much fun.
it's
guys.
so much
Like,
fun. Also, for someone like me who really struggles, like GMing or DMing anything, if there's lots of rules, I feel like I could. Not only do I enjoy playing this, but I could run it as well. Which
Yeah.
I love it so much.
And it is a system that kind of gives you the ability to do weird and wacky shit because
Yeah.
it's so sort of wonderfully pared down compared to other ridiculously overcomplicated systems in its kind of like mechanics. Like you can just have fun. It's just
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah.
I love it. Love it.
So good.
Sorry, I'm just having a little bit of a. Are you alright to just come up with your own backstory just for
Yes,
tonight?
100%.
Because otherwise, normally I just hand you the book and you can do it yourself. I just don't want to try and work out what's going on with Google Docs.
No, that's absolutely fine.
Brilliant. So, whilst you're doing that, let's bring initiative back round. We've got Glib, Gunder Atkinson. So you just watched that spectacle. And someone who in no way appeals to you has walked in, taken a skeleton, and walked out. Like, you feel nothing. You feel no brotherhood or anything with them. Like, yeah.
Who the fuck's that
don't
bloke?
even make eye contact.
I think I'm not
Still
going
got
to do
the
anything.
mimic and you've got the skeleton.
Yeah.
Which is still playing jazz, but is now looking
Still.
dejected because Jonathan Bones is gone.
Fun fact, you know in the Cantina Band, the music is actually an original genre created by George Lucas, and he named it Jizz.
He did name it Jizz.
There's a lot of willies in
Could have
George
called
Lucas
Space
stuff.
Jazz.
Yeah. It should have
Space
just
Jazz
been
better.
Space
Space Jazz is fine.
I think Glib Gunder Atkinson, while like jamming the thing, is gonna call out to his Raven, and say, "Take his fucking sax from him. It's doing my oar in." and I think the Raven is gonna steal this skeleton's saxophone.
Awesome.
And with any luck, it's hands too.
Yeah, go for it.
Which should we call this skill?
It sounds like skill. It's Raven skill.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't have the beast tag, so you don't get a little bonus from your
No.
little guy. But
I've got a 3, which is below my skill of 8. Also,
Has-
Raven skill sounds like one-page TTRPG.
Oh yeah,
Um,
we'll write that.
yeah. So yeah, I did the thing. This thing is a undead, right? So it's just for me, it's a D3, and that's a 1.
Cool.
But yeah, the Raven snatches the saxophone and takes one hand with it and just like steals it and goes away.
And like, the Raven snatches the saxophone. One hand goes with it, and it somehow pulls out from. You can't even work out where it's pulling it out, but it's this long stick, and it starts jazz xylophoning with one arm along the ribs.
Amazing.
Now that the percussion stopped, though, it's got to sort of freestyle.
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you don't have to deal with that anymore. You don't need to worry about that. You can, just deal with the mimic to get out of the room, and you're
The
done.
mimic, yeah.
Boomshine, you're up next. You've just seen your friend die on the oil that you spilled. Your new friend. I mean, you didn't know.
Yeah. Also, like,
Acquaintance, please.
what
Yeah.
sucks is that it's not really a new thing. People accidentally dying because of things she's done.
Yeah.
Did I do that?
Just one in a string of deaths that
Yeah.
have haunted you your entire life.
Yeah. Oh, that's another one. Another one to the list.
So, what do you want to try and deal with? You've got this skeleton which is now xylophoning away, and then you've got the mimic as well. It doesn't have to be violence either. It can be just it can be any sort of way that you want to go around it. And if you want to try and deal with both of these things at the same time, what you're going to do is take a -2 to your roll because you've tried to deal with 2 things at once.
Yes. I think what she's gonna do is because I think she's going to kind of glance around at the other two still alive, be like, oops, my bad, really sorry about that. Okay, I'm about to do a thing, don't worry about it. My old priest told me not to do this, but I think for this time it's fine. And she like holds her staff and like just this horrible like feeling comes over everything, and her eyes go black, and she just starts like mumbling in a really deep like demonic voice, as she's gonna try and I think like banish the mimic to the underworld.
Awesome. That's amazing. Please do that.
I'm
Just
hoping
fucking
This sounds
terrifying.
like skill. This
yes,
sounds skill.
yes.
Yeah.
Sounds like something the knight would do. Kick someone through the portal.
6. Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
success.
Which is, I think, this is an abomination, so it's just straight 6.
Straight 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, you do reduce his HP to almost gone, but it's not quite done. You've done really, really well. It's a great turn, but like as it's sort of flickering in and out of existence, and as it's flickering in and out of existence, it started snapping more and more and more. The skin of Jonathan Bones flops out, like, bouncing around the room now, just sort of skipping about, fighting around.
Like spaghetti.
And we come to, and it's as it's sort of phasing in and out. So sometimes it's like opens its mouth one place, and skips like a few feet, and it's like biting onto like air near everyone. It's like, oh, but you have succeeded against this, so you can you don't have to deal with it anymore.
That's everything, right?
No. 2 things were completely, their hazard points were reduced, but there's I still need to succeed against the mimic,
And I still need to succeed against
and
the
you still need to
skeleton.
succeed against both the others,
Yeah.
or we can reduce them to
So-
0 and then no one else has to.
Yeah, Glib and Mithy both need to succeed against the mimic with the abomination tag, and Boomshine and Mithy need to succeed against the skeleton. So, Mithy, you're up. You can try and
Okay.
deal with the skeleton and the mimic at the same time, or you can just pick one and deal with it, or you can decide fuck it and run away. In which case, you'll just roll a quick luck check and then we'll reduce destiny.
I think she's just gonna like get her hammer and start like whirling it round and just seeing how many people she can hit.
Do you want to try and get both of them?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
So just take a -2 to this, but it's. Do you want to do this luck, or do you feel this is a move?
I think this is like her. This is a battle move.
Yeah.
She's using her specified thing, so it feels like skill. If you allow.
Yeah. Roll skill. Yeah.
Okay, so that is.
When I said -2, I mean +2, obviously, because that's
Yeah.
how the mechanic works.
Did you roll an 8?
I rolled a 9,
No.
and I needed to get under 10.
Yeah.
My hubris.
Hubris.
Got me.
Hubris,
We'll have to
unfortunately.
try.
So I'm just spinning. I'm just twirling.
Yeah.
Spinning around.
So, as you're spinning, I think the mimic like phases out again as you swing towards it, and then as it phases back in, it's jumped a few steps and it just like clamps into your arm, like over the hammer. So it's now
Oh,
being
me too.
swung on your arm, and the skeleton just sort of like drops down flat on the ground and continues xylophoning underneath this.
He's fucking. He's doing a
And-
limbo while playing the fucking.
Yeah.
Oh.
Love this guy.
Completely
If only-
outclassed.
If only Jonathan was here to see this.
Thank God Jonathan Bones is no longer in this dimension.
So you are going to reduce destiny by 2, so that's 1 for each hazard because I rolled a d3 for those.
Okay, cool. Cool.
And it's all still to play for those ones for you.
Oh yeah.
Jonathan Bones, you're dead. So we'll come back to we'll jump back to Glib.
Glib Gunder
This
Atkinson.
abomination is barely hanging on.
Yeah, Glib Gunder Atkinson is going to let go of the arrow trap jamming and then catch the saxophone from the Raven and just smash it down on the mimic's head. And goes, "Since when can a box eat?" And just hammer it down. It's probably, is it skill or luck?
This sounds like skill.
Yeah.
I think you're in control of what you're doing, so that's the hardest.
I am proficient in sax, unfortunately. But I rolled a 7 and my skill is 8, so I've did it. I've did the thing, and because it's an abomination, I'll get a D6.
Fantastic.
A 6.
Amazing. It only had 1 hazard point left, but we'll revel in it.
Walloped it with a saxophone.
Amazing. So
Fucking have some brass, you.
I think you smack it, and as you smack it, you've caught it on exactly the perfect point of phasing in and out, but it just goes and sort of sucks inside itself, and there's a very tiny momentary black hole which pulls everyone a little bit closer to it, and then that brings out resistance.
Sorry. It's fine. Just don't go near it.
And you're
It's fine. Just don't go near it. This has happened before.
I don't like talking about it. It's fine. Bombs are better.
Bombs. If I have to choose between bombs or black holes, it's bombs every day of the week.
Bombs every day. Trust me.
Boomshine, you've just got this skeleton to deal with, and then the whole room is clear. If you can get rid of it.
I think she's gonna take Glib's tactic and not wanting to call on demons anymore. She's just gonna take her staff and try and smash this skeleton to pieces. I don't know if that's skill or if that's luck, because she's not exactly skilled at hitting things.
I think because you're in control of the fact that you're hitting something, it's skill.
Okay,
it's less of I'm shutting my eyes and swinging. It's
Yeah,
more smack it, right?
Yeah. Okay. That's a 1!
A 1! You know how
Yeah,
one
that's
goes.
3 ones.
Do you want to die?
Not yet.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. I just want to check.
Oh wait, no, I think, you know what, screw it, I think I do. I think she does. It's her time.
Awesome. So this skeleton's here playing his xylophones.
Yeah.
How do you die?
Oh no.
It's a fucking bomb.
It's obviously a bomb. I think she smashes it and is looks around, it's like, we did it, that was great, and then just hears a couple of because she's thrown herself into it, a couple of vials smash onto the floor, and she just kind of looks down and goes, oh no. Well shit. And then there's just this explosion, and what's maybe even more terrifying is let me get my thing. Their staff begins to coalesce in that dark shadow again, and there's just this really horrible scream of something from the other side, and then it's drawn into one of those, it goes into one of those black holes that they just saw. Yeah, everyone pulls forward again, and it's you just hear, sorry.
Tentacles writhing
oh no,
Yeah.
and sorry are being their final words.
Yeah, it's Cthulhu coming through.
Legally distinct tentacle.
Old tentacle monster.
Well, I suppose it's fine
Yeah,
because we can describe it because we actually have imaginations and we're not racist shitbags.
Yeah.
I also think Cthulhu might be in the public domain, and probably,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But I know that, say, Wizards of the Coast might have a much bigger legal team than, say, Dead H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Amazing. We've got 2 Dungeoneers dead already.
Two down.
Two down.
This is honestly everything I wanted from a session.
I kind of felt last session we were all so like invested in our characters that we were like, oh shit, no, we've forgotten the point of the game.
Yeah.
Whereas this time I was like, nah, let's go.
No, because all of it is the point of the game, right?
Yeah.
It's all, you know. Sometimes when you're offered a death, it's fun to take it, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes when it's offered, you can just be like, no, I just want to keep doing this person a little bit longer. And
Yeah.
Do you want to? Well, if we're gonna be meeting two of you, shall we do some very quick backstories for you on?
Do it.
Yeah, let's
I'd
go.
like that because the room is clear.
Yeah.
We're gonna navigate these two black holes.
Yeah.
So the black holes have like sort of closed up. We'll resolve this really quickly. So the black holes have closed up. One of your friends is both of your friends, your new friends, have completely gone. There's the outer casing of Jonathan Bones still sort of lying on the
I
floor.
think Miffy rolls that up and just takes it with her.
Would you like to add a piece of gear to your list, which is
Yeah,
skin
I
of
would,
Jonathan
I would.
Bones?
I
Yeah.
would.
I think you mean the disguise of Jonathan Bones.
Sorry.
The disguise.
I think just like it's a sleeping bag. She
Yeah.
just rolls it up. She
Stuff
puts
sack
the string
or-
around it and like takes it with her. And I think he's doing that face. And
That
she's like,
that
you
is
just
fucked.
never know. You just never know when you're going to need it.
That's
It was a
fucked.
very helpful disguise for him, and I think who
I
knows
was
what
at sea for 10 years. That's fucked.
So you've rolled from the feet up, and it's just the head flapping around.
And you could tuck it into the mouth and it stays rolled.
he was so handsome.
The teeth act as like a... The teeth are gone. Teeth is bones.
Yeah,
in,
teeth
spite,
is bones.
in spite of what the NHS will tell you, the teeth is bones.
Yeah.
So, how do Glib and Mithy sort of deal with the aftermath of this? You both find loot, by the way.
Loot! A
All but
loot.
one piece of loot, I'm afraid.
Single
so
loot.
So
Well, shit.
because we've cleared
Miffy
the room,
got the disguise, so...
Yeah, that's true. It's all good. So because we've cleared the room, we're going to roll on the loot table, which is in the dungeon manual. One, three, you can get if you back for £25, or actually, if you back on the hardship tier, it's £6. You can get the digital version. So get on the
Yes.
hardship tier if you just want to see what it's like.
That. They mentioned this when they did the interview at Space at the Table. Hardship tiers, and they've been a big like proponent of community copies and the likes with their other games, stuff like that. So if that's something that you want to enjoy these games, but you're not financially there, there are options. And for those of us who are financially there, it's another incentive to back, because the more you back, the more hardship hardship copies exist. I'm not talking in a specific 1-to-1 ratio. I'm saying the more we can support, the more other people can play these games, because they'll have more access. I know it's you've run it before with a purchase puts a community copy of a game, or even sometimes a 5-star review puts a community copy of a game, of their digital games on itch. So engaging with and supporting, it's amazing what supporting an independent creator can do for the community at large.
And yeah, all we're trying to do is just make sure that you, no matter who you are, if you want to back this game, there are options for you. And if you want to engage with it post-campaign, there are options for you. No matter what your circumstances are. And it doesn't matter who you are. Don't feel bad about claiming a hardship copy.
No.
Just go, and if that's the way that you want to engage with it, if that's what you can do financially, then yeah, please do back at that level.
Hey, times is tough. Some people are struggling to keep jobs for more than 44 days. It's a really difficult time out there.
So from that lovely interlude, you have found a potion of giant strength in this room. Maybe it was coughed out when left behind by Boomshine when they disappeared into a sort of a little
All
black
that
hole.
time she could have carried the hammer. My God.
Yeah, but if I was her, I wouldn't be trusted what's on that label. I told you about the door bomb she sold me that leveled a graveyard.
Oh, good point. Very good
Yeah.
point.
So
I
what
tell
if
you
it makes you so strong you suffocate in your own pecs?
With that in mind, you can take that. I've got a skin suit. You can take that.
I'll carry it, but we will take it.
What? Because you want dibs on the skin suit as well? Is that why?
I assure you, I hope to never touch that in my life.
So the way loot works is that any dungeoneer can use loot if there's sort of no restrictions on it, but on some loot there is restrictions. With this one, it can be used by anyone.
It's a
If you
potion.
want to use this piece of loot, this one specifically is single use, and it will reduce your destiny by 2 to use it.
Ooh.
So
Yeah,
when
all
you
the
want
loot
to
has a
use
destiny
which is
cost, which
high
is
powered
fun.
items which keep your person around for longer, we reduce destiny by using them.
Another mechanic I fucking love about this game. Shit, I love it. It's so good.
I've not said this to anyone, but you know, when this gets released to the general public, we'll probably look to do another stream.
Please.
For sure.
Yeah, you know, any excuse to stream it and put it out.
I want to come on and have one of you run it and me be a player.
That would be
I'm
fun.
very up
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah,
Very,
yeah.
very up for that.
Yeah, that would be really fun.
That'd be lovely.
When you release it post Kickstarter,
Yeah, so
we'll
we're
do a
looking at
stream.
October next year. So we're looking about a year's schedule, sort of to get everything sorted. And,
But hey, maybe even before, but at the very least, to celebrate that launch, we'll do another one and we'll get you as a player.
Heck yeah.
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Do it. Excellent. So let's find out how long you are trudging around. I think we'll only do maybe one more room after this. So we'll have a
Yeah.
between room scene where we meet these two dungeoneers,
Yeah.
Nice.
and then we'll
Last stand.
do.
Last stand.
We can either jump straight into a last stand, or we can do another room and then have a last stand after that, depending how we're doing at the time.
Well, looking at time, I think if we can jump straight into a last stand, because then it
Yeah,
gives
yeah.
everyone enough time to
100%. Chill out before bed. Yeah.
Yeah.
We all want to go to bed, right? So let's very quickly do some have a little chat about the characters you've just made.
Yes.
Michelle, did you want to roll some backgrounds? Tom, did you also want to roll some backgrounds? Are you
Heck yeah.
Yes.
some stuff already?
Uh,
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I've
So-
got
so
some
far-
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so far, I've gone for the 5th class, which is the class I think we haven't seen so far, which
Yeah.
is the Thief.
Knight. The knight was a thief.
Yeah.
Thief.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
this,
here,
I-
yeah,
oh,
I-
this-
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, the Knight.
What's that laugh about? Oh yeah.
So I've got a skill of 5 and a luck of 6, which is good, right? And I have the think fast talent, which is when the dungeon keeper describes the hazards in a room, but before initiative is rolled, you may attempt to negotiate one hazard. When you do, pick a piece of gear and describe how you use it to distract, confuse, wrongfoot, or injure the hazard, and remove the piece of gear from the pack. Then make a roll. So that's pretty much what I've got so far. I've got ball bearings, I've got knuckle dusters, and I've got fine paper, pens, and ink. And that's pretty much what I've got so far. What do I need to roll? D12.
We're doing D12s for this, so let's find out what you did before you started adventuring.
Awesome. 3.
3. You had an artisanal background.
Oh,
See.
so good.
What was your adventuring deed?
It was 3.
3. You liberated a city.
Ooh. This all tracks for the character that I had in my head.
And how did you get into debt?
7.
7. This is blackmail, so
Hey.
Incredible.
what I might do is very quickly jump over to Michelle.
Yes.
roll
Yeah,
the
do it.
stories,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then we'll draw one connection between you, and maybe everyone walks in on you two arguing about that connection.
Right.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That's a nice way
Excellent. Excellent.
to introduce you. So, Michelle, what's your background?
3.
3. That's also artisanal. Do you want to change it, or do you want
Yes.
to have a weird
Oh.
artisanal
8.
8? Hermetic.
Ooh.
You've been
That's-
alone in a cave or
It's
something for a
so
while.
perfect. Okay. 9 for
9. We've had that this session. Why don't you roll
Oh.
again?
6.
6. Ooh, you unearthed an ancient magic.
The old magic.
Okay.
Oh, please. And
Yeah.
how did it all fall apart?
12.
12. Foolish investments, I'm afraid.
Right. Yeah.
Sounds
So
great.
tell me more about these NFTs.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Uh,
And let's very quickly draw a connection for both of you.
Yeah.
You can decide between you know, who is the injured party here. I think that's a nice way to do
yeah.
it.
Yeah. That's good.
I'm happy for you to be, if you want to.
Shall we see what it is first?
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
let's do that. Let's do it that way around.
So, shuffle it up. We're going to go back to that connections bit. We're just going to draw this out. You don't have to do this every time. You don't have to draw a connection when there's a new person coming in, but because we've got 2, it's nice to just. It's the classic from the night. It's accidentally sent your dungeoneer to hell. We've got exactly the same one between you 2 as we had last time. Do you want to draw another one, or are you happy with this? Like,
I feel like if we use this is probably it probably makes more sense unearthing an ancient magic. Like, it probably makes more sense that I'm the injured party. But that
Again.
being said, I don't mind.
Oh, I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy to be the one that accidentally sent you through.
Again, actually,
Yeah.
it
I was
happened
gonna say,
exactly this way, last time.
do you want a different result, or are you happy to run with this?
What do you think, Michelle?
No, I'm happy with this. I'm happy
Cool.
with this. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. For
So
sure.
let's have a scene where the other 2 of you, Mithy and Glundorak and Seaton, have been stumbling through. It's only been about. Thank you every time. I'm doing pretty well with it.
Yeah.
It's been about half an hour since everyone was killed, and you stumble into this relatively sort of. It looks like very similar to the chaos you left a little while ago. It's sort of broken stuff everywhere. Maybe there's a few corpses around, and there are 2 people furiously arguing in this room. Who do we have, and what are you arguing about?
Cool. Shall we do?
I'll let you go first.
Do you want to describe
Tom.
who we see, and then
Cool.
each of you, and then we'll sort of kick off into the scene.
So before you see a you can't tell properly, but you can probably tell that this person's roughly middle-aged, got a bit of a paunch on them, and a I'm sorry to do this, but a set of like spectacles that are set into like a sort of mask that goes to about this sort of this far down his face, and a little sort of like half cape that looks like it was made from curtains, and he says to this person in front of him, "Look, all I'm saying is that you can't just send people to hell when you're given a subpoena. You like it just doesn't. That's not my problem. Realistically, just because I'm serving you doesn't actually mean that you can just send me to hell. You know."
But I didn't want it. I didn't want it.
Yes. Most people don't. That's kind of the point of it, if I'm entirely honest.
And you're arguing with you see like an older female elf, brown mousy hair with plaits, like a straw sun hat, just very laid back demeanor, and
Eleanor.
and a crab.
I've been read to filth this stream.
I'm sorry, I rolled it. I got the crab, and I was like,
I love the crab. I'm so glad
Right.
the crab came up.
right, look,
We have a crab emote.
look, here's the thing. You can't do that to Pierre here. You know, it's not his fault. He didn't want. You can't sue him, so he sent you to hell. It's just
Look,
what he does now.
Look, at the end of the day, it was a permit parking space, and you parked your crab in precisely the wrong place.
Right, all right. Look, Pierre, say sorry, Pierre. And this little crab just like makes some bubbling noise. And
Well,
sorry about
Thank
it.
you, but you will still need to be present at your court date.
All
And at this
right. Yeah. All right.
and at this point, I kind of look over to the other two and
Yeah.
go, "Oh, hello."
Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
Why do I recognise you?
Sorry, what's your names?
Oh, I'm Miffy. We've just you.
Who's asking? I think I've seen you before, mate.
Miffy, it's a pleasure. It's truly a pleasure.
Pleasure.
And yourself, sir.
I think I've seen you before a few times, didn't I?
I think you have Glib Gundrax Atkinson you have been served.
Fuck again!
You have been served. You have been served by
Two
the
people
knight.
just died. Two people just died back there. You ready to serve me papers?
Sir, you have been served by the knight, document specialist. You have been served by the night shift document specialist, and I will. You will be. We will see you in court, sir.
Fuck!
I think that's the cut. That's a smash cut to what we're going to do, because we want to end the stream now, and this game is all about just having fun until you're stop, and then doing a thing which ends the game. We are going to have a last stand. So last stand is basically when you declare it, the dungeon keeper generates one final room, and it contains the thing that everyone is here to find. So it's that
Shield.
hero's shield, which can answer any question you want. And depending on sort of the way the session's gone, we can either have it in a sort of a glorious, epic setting, or we can have it in a really sort of sad, dingy sort of setting. And what we do is we take everyone's score that they currently have. Because these guys started a little way through the dungeon, their destiny starts at 6, so they can reduce quicker. So we start with the players with the lowest destiny. We have a scene where everyone describes how they gird themselves for what's coming, and then the worst possible thing of all, your destined death, appears, and each of you are killed by your own destined death.
Yeah.
That reminds me, let's just do a quick destined death for Tom and Michelle.
Oh, yeah.
Michelle, let's find out for you, shall we?
For Ellie.
Ellie.
I think I'm gonna submit this stream into the HR.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
This is the 13th.
I had a ranger character
Called Elle,
who had a
pet
crab beast companion.
So I'm so sorry. There have been so many in jokes in this stream, and I apologize.
I mean, one of the in jokes was just me as a person. I don't know how in you can call that.
I've come full gremlin today.
Yeah.
So, for you, Michelle,
Yes.
your character, we've got poison.
Oh, poison. Okay.
And Tom, flip the cap around. It's so serious.
Yes, incredibly so.
Wait, just for the last stand.
Time team.
Yes, time team hat.
God,
For the time team cap, everyone. It's time to die.
It's time, and then we can investigate.
We can investigate the death. Yes,
Yeah.
that's an in joke just for us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just a little. There you go. There's an in joke you're actually involved in.
Yeah, thank you. Tell you what, pick me a card between the standard Ace to King range. Doesn't have to be a suit, just Ace to King.
Let's go 2.
2, acid.
Oh, what? Okay.
Okay.
Incredible.
Okay,
Kitty.
So, we've got our destined deaths for everyone. So I just want to double check. We've got a demon for Nikki,
Yeah.
fire for Lydia.
Yeah.
We've now got acid for Tom and poison for Michelle.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun. Well, do you want to end this somewhere dank and awful and sad? We did that on the end of the last one. Or do you want to end it somewhere a bit more epic?
I think
Epic.
epic. Let's go epic. Yeah.
So in the Dungeon Keeper's Guide, we've got 2 example rooms for a last stand. I'm probably going to add a few more. It's all to play for currently, especially as there's more and more money coming in. So it just feels like spend time on it and things like that. So we are going to use the Gatefront Ruins last stand destination. So we cut from that into this enormous cavern. Think Khazad-dûm. Think underground dwarven kingdom. Think crumbling stone walls of enormous sort of fortress entrance. Think she's shattered cyclopean statues with like enormous sort of battle scenes which have been shattered and smashed. There are broken siege engines shattered around in this underground where a war has taken place between 2 great armies sometime in the past. Think this hewn stone floor, which was once sort of parades would have come down it, but until after the war, now it is littered with armored corpses. Standing sort of glowing in the middle of this space on the arm of a long dead warrior in sort of iron armor is this shield which shines with light, and you can feel the knowledge and wisdom from it as you get close, as you start to think questions almost unbound, and it starts to sort of, the answers start to pop into your head and you feel this sort of knowledge coming to you. And then from the doors to this sort of broken citadel, this city in front of you, we hear these sounds as what have we got? As I break the tension to look at my. So
I feel like as we're sort of walking up, if at any point Glib sort of is like, why the fuck are you still here? Well, I want to make sure that you're at the court date, at the summons. I can't very well have you.
Right. Well, if you're going to be here, can you at least tell me what a lawyer is?
Oh. I've got to be honest. No,
no one knows. Everyone keeps saying the word, but no one knows what it is.
I'm really sorry. To be awfully honest, I got the job and found I rather suited it. Being
Take this card. This is my solicitor's name is Phineas Mahini.
Well, that's a different. That's a different thing. To see, I'm looking for a lawyer, and everyone I've asked didn't know what it is, and you're talking about a silly sausage.
Silly sausage. Well, fucking hell! How many more references to our game can we get?
We're on the Wicked Games train.
Yeah.
It's silly not to.
Yeah.
Come on.
Silly Bidleys.
I've got too warm in the time to now.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm
First one.
So that this argument about the law is interrupted.
Can I not just fight the law?
This shriek of this sort of like sort of draconic shriek as you see this, and this is for your poison tag, Michelle. This winged wyvern starts to like claw its way down the broken walls of the city ahead of you. Riding on its back for Nikki with the demon tag is a fiend, its sword glowing with smoke and darkness and flame, and its eyes belching out these sort of like noxious fumes as it gasps and laughs.
Looks like the poster for a metal band. Fuck!
Rolling out from the door comes this round sort of sack with eyes, this sentient stomach, which is just sort of like rolling forward, belching stomach acid as it goes, melting the floor around it, coming towards.
Fuck!
And then there is this cry, this shriek, this song, which like this scream, which sort of turns into this sort of ancient bird song, as this incredible burst of flame arises, and a phoenix rises into the sky, just dragging flames behind it, walling and circling in.
Niffy's life has just been a fucking poem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just-
Yeah.
So we've got 2 tied for the lowest destiny, which will be it'll be Tom and Michelle. So do you want to maybe have a little roll off of a D12? See who rolls
Yeah,
lower?
let's
You
do
Let's
that.
go.
10.
I rolled a fucking 12.
No way! Oh. Alright.
So
Ellie
Michelle,
dies
do you wanna-
first.
Do you want to tell us how your adventurer dies?
Yeah.
Wyvern with the poison coming at you.
Yeah. Ellie goes into that ranger mode and remembers meeting their pet, their friend, Pierre, the crab, and
Just got Pierre as well.
and she's like, oh, now come on, we can be friends, come on. And it just bites her, and she's like, oh, well, like, there's like a bit of a tussle, and she's like, oh, guys, how do you know if you've been poisoned before? And she just slowly is just like, I don't feel so good. I'm gonna sit this one out if you don't mind. And and she just goes and walks and sits down and like, I'm just gonna take a nap. Peace.
Quietly passes away.
It's not epic. It's not cool.
I love it. Though I specifically wrote in the Dungeoneer's Handbook that like it doesn't have to be epic in any way
Yeah.
when you die. Just
Yeah.
make it the death that you want to have. And
You
that's
got it.
So you've got your ranger. We're gonna
Yes.
have 2 of these because we've got another ranger.
Yes.
Do you want to tell me what happens to your beast companion?
So my beast
It's a little
companion
fox.
is the size of a normal crab. Elle's crab was a big
giant crab.
This is just a small crab, and I have a feeling that our companions can maybe escape together.
I mean, I have a
gonna
feeling
lose
your crab's got no fucking chance without the help of a raven.
Yeah.
What about if actual Nikki walks back into this dungeon,
Oh yeah.
picks that crab up
Yeah.
and says, I think I'll need that later.
Yeah. I think that is what happens. Like, oh, yeah, I'll take.
What a good idea.
Yeah, I've got an idea.
What's your name again?
Dragging the corpse of Jonathan Bones behind.
Yeah. Yes, that's how Pierre gets out.
In a corner, just
Yeah.
yeah. The crab scuttles away with Nikki. Amazing.
This is why all my character ideas come fully formed.
Yeah.
It's not because of the way my mind processes things as a result of autism. It's because I steal them from other dimensions.
Yeah.
Amazing. Who was next? It was Tom, wasn't it? I completely forgot to write down the names of both your characters when you made new ones, so I don't
No,
know.
you can write it down now if you want. The night shift document specialist.
Document specialist.
Wait, I like the idea that that's actually their birth name, and they're like, oh, it's just a coincidence.
Happy coincidence.
So,
Perhaps
yeah,
a
how
captain
does the
in it.
night shift document specialist stand up to this rolling sentient stomach belching acid that is coming to melt them? This is the second time you've had a sort of an acidy death. You had the
Yep.
death before, didn't you?
Yeah.
Which was, it was an ooze, but it's also
Yeah.
acid. Yeah.
Yeah. So the night shift document specialist had a look at that. Looks over at this stomach and goes, "Ah, it's my greatest enemy, acid reflux." And looks at Glib because I haven't pronounced that name correctly once this session, and goes, "My time is not long. I have one thing to say. I have always loved you." That's it. And kind of like goes to like flick out a cape, but misses because it's only a half cape, and just starts to run. Yeah. Starts to run at the stomach, just throwing ball bearings at it, throwing sort of like sort of quills at it and going fuck, and as it sort of rolls towards him, it just sort of splashes him, completely continues to roll, but splashes him with this stomach acid, and he falls down and sort of like shaking, kind of starts to dissolve, and takes out the subpoena from behind his back and says, "Lib, this is my last." And as it starts eating his ball spots, he goes, "This is my last gift to you," and dips it in, and it starts to dissolve. And he says, "Ooh, this is a good look. I should really write this," and dies.
Incredible.
Oh, so good.
Next, who's got the lowest destiny? Who's left?
Mine's 12 still.
Yeah, mine's 10.
Cool. So, Lydia,
Yes,
do you want to tell us what happens to Miffy?
She sees the phoenix and she goes bounding forward, and I think they fight for a bit, and she looks really impressive. That warhammer is swinging, and then one tiny ember just like flicks onto her and catches a little bit of her like chemise that's under her gold-plated armor, and acts a little bit like a like a fuse to the thing that she carries with her, which is a small powder keg. And she stops fighting for a second and turns round and just goes,
Oh, Boomshine would have loved this.
"Oh, Boone!" and her, there is not just her like bits of her body flying in a kind of flaming explosion, but also the skin.
The skin makes a whistling noise as it goes through the air, like a nerf.
Frisping up as it goes.
Oh,
Like
Do it for the shine.
And I think it says on the thing, you know, she burns up, so and nobody is going to be left to find. But if anybody had ever searched her body, they would have found her bullet journal, which would have described how she had means to get off the island, the Fire Festival Island, but she kept thinking that he was going to come back, so she just waited. She waited for him every day, hoping that he would return for her. And she actually has money, but she came on this thing to be with him.
I love a bad boy.
I do love a bad boy.
So wait, so the I love a bad boy line was trying to get your female friend to go, oh no, he is attractive, and you to kind of like reassure your own, reaffirm your own opinions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Nightmare.
And she is gone.
And once again, it's down to you to end it.
It's me at the end. I think Glib Gunder Atkinson turns around at this explosion, goes, oh fuck, oh, and has like a moment of realization, and like whips his cape to the side and pulls out the potion of giant strength and goes, this has got to be a bomb, and launches it at the demon, and it just smashes into them, and they grow like 2 sizes, and he's like, fuck, and then just completely gone. It's just such a rapid fuck, oh, this has got to be a bomb, fuck.
Just like the demon dismounts from the wyvern.
Yeah.
Goofy just has the
It's just gone. Like it's just he is 2-dimensional at that point. Not that he wasn't already.
That's
and
Stanley.
The raven. The raven just flies the fuck away. Just completely just out. Just like boo. I
Trying
never
to
like.
catch up with Nikki.
Yeah.
wait.
Do you need a familiar?
No, that's Tom's familiar.
Just I never liked that guy. Anyway, and the raven just pieces out.
And I think we'll track the raven out of the dungeon. So camera's just gonna like very sort of briefly pan around. So we're gonna see just the peaceful corpse poisoned Ellie, we're going to sort of pan over to the bubbling pool that was the night shift document specialist. We'll sort of maybe a few flakes blopping onto the floor, and the smoke is still there. And then we just sort of stop on the feet of the demon, pan all the way up past its rocking board.
Rocket board.
Wow. And then
He's
the
hot.
raven like, flies overhead, and the camera spins all the way over, and as we spin all the way over, we focus onto Nikki's face. We come back around, and Nikki's just there, writing in the journal like,
Crab? Skeleton man.
yes, raven crab. And then like the he's just bones playing.
Hammer wipe.
Rogue hammer wipe. The hammer probably got sent in the explosion, to be fair.
Yeah.
Hammer wipe, like it's like the proper, you know when everyone got really 3D in cinema.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it like
It's like the
whoosh.
explosion is there, the hammer comes forward, it's like the hammer wipe, and then we go into credits, and it's like a ludicrous song.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
XCOM, give
that's
it-
how we end this session of You Meet
In fucking incredible.
So
Thank
good.
you.
So good.
Perfect.
So good.
Thank you so much for running
Oh.
that for us.
It's
We
a great time.
genuinely fucking love the game.
So much fun.
If I hadn't backed it within seconds of it going live, I would back it now.
Yeah.
Though, like, it's genuinely incredible. I genuinely love it.
Can we get a reminder of how when it finishes?
Yes, so it will finish in.
Oh fuck! The Raven is the good crow meme.
The Raven is the good
Oh my
crow.
God. Everything is in jokes.
So we have 12 days to go on the campaign. If you want to get in now, then if you back on the digital tiers, you'll get access to the free zines digitally, and also been chatting to Jean about a print and play version of the deck. So if you don't want to go into that, if you back at the physical level, then you'll get the physical versions of the zines, and also you'll be able to get the deck as well. You'll be able to select whether or not you want it on shipping, because international shipping can cost a lot.
Yeah.
At this point, the more that we fund, the more I'll be able to look into, say, US distributors and things like that, which will help take the cost down for people, which would be great. But yeah, that's where you want to go. You want to go to bit.ly/D.
I just dropped it in the chat.
Fantastic. I don't have to spell out a bit.
Yeah.
No,
You
it's
got it,
in
you
the
got it, you got it.
chat.
We've been tweeting about it a load as well.
Yeah.
We're not going to shut up about it, so don't worry about that, guys.
Yeah,
Follow,
no,
like,
not
check
at
it
all.
on Twitter. Do you want to drop your socials?
Yeah, it's at Ursidice.
It's on the screen. It's on the screen.
It's on the screen.
Everything's on the screen.
Yeah.
Layout, all of that stuff's on the Kickstarter page. But all the wonderful art that's been cycling down the bottom, it's by Hodag.
Yeah,
Yes,
at Hodag RPG,
Yeah.
who is just fantastic at doing
I love
that.
it so much.
It is.
So good.
This
quite
is.
fancy style stuff. I love it.
Yeah.
If you want to go and look at some of the mock-ups, Jean has done some really beautiful mock-ups which are on the page as well, including the dungeon deck, which we've got now as well. So you can go and look
Yes.
at what that might be like. Yeah, and if you enjoyed what you saw today, please go and back the game, because it's gonna
And if you've already backed the game, check out Ursidice on itch.
Yes.
There are other stuff, and like none of this is news to you guys. Like we've been playing Ursidice games for years, genuinely years
Yeah, I
now.
think it was, yeah.
And Ursidice's games, cringe moment for you, pal. With a reason why I was like, I'm really enjoying playing with mechanics, and it's the reason why I started dabbling. So no, I'm not joking. I'm genuinely not joking. You could genuinely not joking. Like all of these guys saw it in real time. Was playing your games meant I was like, I want to make something with like really like rules light and like high fun that like we can like do all this stuff with. And so yeah, you are the reason why I started making games. So this has been a wonderful full circle moment of us
Send
playing
them
your
an
games.
invoice.
Yeah,
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 100%.
you should.
Yeah.
You should.
Emotional invoice.
Yes. Emotional invoice. God, that's a real like toxic parent energy, that isn't it?
It's like a bad punk band.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's absolutely a punk band that the Night Shift document specialist is really into.
Yeah.
I really like the idea that some people call him Doc, but they don't know his full name.
Yeah.
NS Dog.
Yeah. Thank you all so much. We're going to be
thank
back streaming on Wednesday. Our good friends, Some Other Heroes, are going to be back on Sunday.
Oh, Sunday,
Next
Sunday.
week. Next week is MCM Comic Con.
It is. I'll be there.
Michelle will be there,
Yeah.
and
Nick will be with me.
I'll be sort of there. So if you're about, let me know. But also, I made a new game, guys.
He did.
I made a new game, and Michelle's done all of the art and the layout. And the only place you're going to be able to buy this game is physically
Oh wow.
from MCM's with Michelle. So I'm never releasing it digitally. I'm
Yeah.
never releasing it digitally.
There are some very cute matching stickers.
There
that
are
go
some
with it.
incredibly cute matching stickers. The game is called Rootin', Shootin' and Lootin'. It's a quick draw based 3-player storytelling game set in a Wild West town within a landfill populated only by scavenger creatures, your badgers, your raccoons, and your possums.
Get those in NFTs. Nikki Fungible tokens.
Nikki Fun tokens.
Fun.
Nikki's
That's
Nikki's
better.
fun
That's better.
tokens.
Yeah.
Nikki's fun tokens.
Oh.
Yeah, so, it's an experiment. I have some theories that I'm playing out with. So it's all physical.
Yeah.
If there's some reason why that is a huge issue for you, drop me a DM. We'll see what we can do. But there's never going to be a digital version.
Yeah.
But yeah, exciting stuff. And more stuff to come. Also, Ursidice's Patreon, Court of the Lich Queen.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
is...
don't do my Patreon.
Oh
No, you're sending. But okay,
Finish
where's
Patreon.
the alpha or is it the beta of Court of the Lich Queen's on your itch?
So the alpha is on itch. The beta will be on itch soon because it won't be available through Patreon anymore. What I want to do before I put the beta up is to have the assets that you need to play the beta because currently you have it with the
It's
alpha.
it's a really,
outright
really fun.
apocalypse game where you play undead kingdoms coming together to try and stop the end of the world from happening.
GM-less.
Yeah, it's great.
And something that Ursidice has done really well in this game as well, which is during the character creation, it was a bit loose for that game, but during the character, you kind of stir up grievances against the other players, and it's the victim of the grievance gets to go, you did this to me, and this is what it looked like, and it's a really
You
fun.
might have noticed some parallels.
Yeah.
Hey folks, can we play that too?
Tom, you would genuinely. I messaged you right after I had the little thing.
you
I was
did.
like, you would fucking love it. You would. It's a lot of like in character above table talk, which is a weird way of describing it, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we're now 10 minutes past 10.
Yes,
so
yes.
we're gonna end the stream. Thank you very much again for coming to play.
Yeah.
We'll play
Thank
again.
you so much. Thank
Remember, we're back Wednesday, and have a great weekend, guys.
you. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Nunchucks.